Good morning, everyone. Our honorable chief guest, His Excellency Tahir bin Salim Al Amri, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman. His Excellency Sheikh Salim bin Mustahil Al Mashani, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace be upon you all. We are honored to welcome you all here in the 9th edition of the New Age Banking Summit. Today's summit will explore the dynamic landscape of the banking sector here in the country with its services and the industry in general in a highly digital and disruptive era. Together, we will examine the best practices, emerging trends, groundbreaking innovations, and much more, the state-of-art technological solutions powered by artificial intelligence that are reshaping the banking and finance industry within the Sultanate of Oman. This summit serves as a premier gathering, bringing together esteemed, experienced industry leaders, technology experts, and renowned thought leaders to share valuable insights on the latest market developments. Additionally, it will facilitate in engaging debates on key focus areas for Omani financial institutions. During the summit, we will also present the Oman Banking and Finance Awards, a prestigious recognition of the hard work done by the organizations in this sector. This aligns with the goals of Oman Vision 2040 and highlights the critical role of banking and financial institutions here in the country. At the outset, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the esteemed partners and sponsors who made this event possible with their unwavering commitment and collaboration. Your contributions have played a crucial role in ensuring the success of this summit. A big thanks is due to Central Bank of Oman for the guidance and support. Our sincere appreciation also goes to Oman Banks Association. Strategic partners are Sohar International and JBM Oman. Islamic banking partners are Bank Nazwa. Associate partners are Ahli Bank and United Securities. Our finance partner is Ta'jir Finance. The cloud service partner is Oman Data Park. Technology partner is Huawei. Support partners are Mala'a Oman Credit and Financial Information Center and Credit Oman. And our media partners finally is Alam Al-Iqtisad OER and OERlive.com. Can we hear a huge round of applause for all them who made this event possible? Before we begin with the serious stuff, it is time we urge you all to participate in a raffle draw that would happen as participants of this event, and it's organized by the New Age Banking Summit Committee. So make sure to remain here to the end of the day to be of luck, possibly to win an amazing prize. You have to scan the QR code that will show on the screen or scan the one printed on the tables just in front of you, and make sure that you're here by 1 p.m. because if you're not in the office, then I think I'll take your prize instead of you and leave. No, I'm just kidding. To begin with, for the proceedings, I would kindly and humbly invite Mr. Atulya Sharma, the Chief Executive Officer of UMS United Media Services, to deliver his welcoming address.
Your Excellencies and esteemed guests, on behalf line to 32.4% during 2024 and further reached to 31.9% by the end of 2025. The government is implementing the National Program for Fiscal Sustainability and Financial Sector Development, or Istidama, to develop the financial sector as a key enabler for investment and economic growth. In line with the objectives of Oman Vision 2040 and the medium-term fiscal plan 21 to 25, the 2024 budget aims to maintain financial growth and social stability for the country. As per the National Center for Statistical Information, in 2023, the financial sector contributed RO 22.7 billion to the GDP, which is around 6.5% of the total GDP of the country. It also accounts for approximately 9 to 10% of the country's non-hydrocarbon or non-oil GDP. Now, taking a look at the performance of the banks in Oman during the year 2023, I think the banks have really had a stellar performance. Omani banks showed a promising performance. The combined net profits of banks listed on the Muscat Stock Exchange witnessed a robust growth of 18.6%, reaching 453.5 million Omani Riyals in 2023 compared to the previous year's 382.3 million Omani Riyals. This was driven by a number of enabling factors such as a promising economic growth, rise in foreign trade, robust investment flows, increase in government revenues, and a commensurate rise in government spending, which contributed to the recovery of this and many other sectors. Oman's banking sector recorded a modest credit growth of 4.3% last year, but deposits sharply grew by more than 12% year-on-year in 2023, according to the latest data from the Central Bank of Oman. When it comes to Islamic banking, I think Oman is making giant strides. The Islamic banking sector continued to witness a robust growth in 2023, recording double-digit growth in both credit and deposits. Total assets of Islamic banks and windows increased by 14.7% on a year-to-year basis to reach 7.3 billion Omani Riyals at the end of December 2023, as compared to 6.4 billion Omani Riyals at the end of December 2022. Islamic assets now constitute a whopping 17.5% of the total banking system assets in Oman as at the end of December 2023. Now, taking a look at CBO's stewardship and digital strides, Oman, under the guidance of the Central Bank of Oman, is laying the foundation for digital transformation. These include the launch of the FinTech Regulatory Sandbox, or FRS, by the Central Bank of Oman. In what could be a big boost to Oman's ambitious digital journey, the Central Bank of Oman has issued instructions for banks and PSPs to provide card tokenization services, or CTS, that will help to create a safer online and mobile payments environment for consumers by replacing a card's primary account numbers into a code. Of course, this has also made the Samsung Pay service possible, and inshallah, we'll have Apple Pay soon to follow. The liquidity ratios of banks have consistently exceeded the prescribed norms. Strong capital and liquidity buffers have enabled banks to continue lending to the economy at a rate that is supportive of economic growth. The banking sector remains sound and resilient amid continued technology adoption and innovation in products and business models. More importantly, close monitoring of developments within the fintech ecosystem has been prioritized, and the necessary steps have been taken to further promote vibrant, inclusive, safe, and efficient digital financial products and services. Taking this perspective into account, the CBO has proactively undertaken measures to allocate substantial resources towards bolstering cybersecurity and resilience of the IT systems. Furthermore, the CBO has prioritized investments in data management, aiming to effectively leverage the full potential of data. These concerted efforts will significantly contribute to fostering fintech-enabled financial inclusion and enhancing the efficiency of various payment methods. Now, let's take a look at what is the customer expecting from banks of today. Today's customer is generally seeking a self-service, automated, and omni-channel experience with minimal wasting time. Customers expect a seamless digital experience through user-friendly mobile apps, intuitive online banking interfaces, and smooth digital transactions. To satisfy and delight today's customers, banks need to shift from product-centric to platform-based models that help create ecosystems connecting customers with various financial services beyond core banking. I feel that tech companies in other domains have made the expectations from banks very high. Then may be the frictionless shopping experience and personalized product recommendations from Amazon, ease of booking a ride through Uber or O-Taxi in Oman, ordering food through Talabat, or the intuitive interfaces and user-friendly design of tech companies like Netflix and Airbnb. All these experiences push banks to prioritize digital transformation, personalized experiences, and data security. Of course, for banks, the challenge also lies in meeting these evolving demands while maintaining trust and compliance, and sometimes also grappling with legacy systems. Today's customers also want their bank to know their preferences and offer tailored services. Beyond transactions, customers seek financial guidance for their financial well-being. They expect banks to provide tools for budgeting, savings, and investment advice. Customers also demand robust security measures to protect their data. They expect transparency about data usage and adherence to privacy regulations. In today's digital world, customers expect quick and effective resolution of issues, and that is critical for the institution that is managing the customer's hard-earned money, and that is his bank. Responsive customer service is expected and actually now demanded. Customers also expect their own bank to be the pioneer with new offerings and innovations. Remember, meeting these expectations is essential for banks to delight rather than just satisfy customers and to retain customer loyalty and thrive in today's competitive landscape. If we look at Banking 4.0, which is the new normal today, Banking 4.0 meaning anywhere banking, as opposed to Banking 1.0, which was brick and mortar, only loans, deposits, and withdrawals being allowed by banks. Banking 2.0 in 1970s, where a little bit of the back-end systems were supported by mainframe computers, and ATMs came into the fore. Banking 3.0, which started the online banking and mobile apps of the yesteryear, and then Banking 4.0 of today, which is where people expect everywhere banking, seamless banking. And how are the banks responding to this fast-changing and ever-evolving customer expectation? After all, to stay relevant, banks do not have a choice but to be responsive to changing customer expectations. Banks need to take several strategic actions, leverage technology, and embrace innovation to build true customer centricity. Let's first look at innovations and technology as it is evolving in the banking sphere. Digital transformation is mandatory for banks today. Investing in technologies like AI, blockchain, and cloud computing enhance efficiency, security, and customer experiences. AI is revolutionizing banking by automating processes, enhancing customer experiences, and improving risk management. Chatbots and virtual assistants powered by AI streamline customer interactions, making them faster and more efficient. Blockchain technology ensures transparency, security, and efficiency in financial transactions. Smart contracts automate processes, reducing paperwork and minimize the risks. Similarly, open banking facilitates the collaboration between banks and fintechs and leverages APIs to create new services and improve existing ones. Banks are implementing RPAs, or the robotic process automation, to streamline operations and reduce costs. Automation not just reduces manual effort, it improves accuracy and enhances operational efficiency. But I think a key point to bear in mind is that automation and AI are instrumental not only in driving operational efficiencies, but can also play a key role in boosting employee satisfaction. It can help staff to focus more on the fulfilling part of their jobs and leave the mechanized, monotonous, tedious jobs to machines. Now let's look at the business restructuring that banks are undertaking to evolve and be reactive to the changing demands of the customer. Banks need to be open to change and adapt quickly. Traditional banking models are evolving, and banks must be agile to stay competitive. Banks are overhauling their operating models by considering a combination of partnerships and alliances with technology incubators, fintechs, and transformation of their own internal capabilities. After all, banks need to rethink the customer experience by leveraging design thinking as an approach to identify the customer journeys that prompt digital offerings. From transactions to relationships, customer-centric banking. Banks are leveraging data analytics to offer hyper-personalized experiences, tailored product recommendations, customized offers, and real-time insights ought to be provided to the customer of today and make tailored offerings to them. Banks simultaneously are leveraging technology to provide a seamless and personalized journey across all touchpoints. Bank branches, for example, are becoming more of customer engagement centers than just a place for doing transactions. An equally important piece is around trust and transparency. Banks need to build trust by being transparent about fees, security measures, and data usage. In summary, banks of today must evolve, innovate, and prioritize customer needs to succeed. For that, banks must embrace the emerging technologies, remain flexible in adopting evolving business models, and prioritize customer-centric strategies. NABS 2024 is the 9th edition of this summit, which aims to bring together the financial industry, technology providers, and fintechs to deliberate and collaborate on pressing concerns and the way ahead. We are delighted to announce that we have a power-packed agenda, starting with the keynote address by His Excellency Tahir Al-Amri. We also have a speech by Engineer Maqbool Al-Wahibi, CEO of Oman Data Park. We will follow that with an engaging panel discussion on banking, a robust digital banking ecosystem, building a robust digital banking ecosystem, and presentation lined up from Huawei Tech, NVIDIA, IBM, and Antom. As every year, we shall also be having the presentation of the Oman Banking and Finance Awards based on the OER, United Securities, and Abu Timam Grant Thornton's Best Banks and NBFC survey. Our heartfelt thanks to United Securities and Abu Timam Grant Thornton for your valuable support and collaboration. Have a great summit, everyone, and thanks very much for attending. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma. That was a lot of learning within this speech that we have just witnessed, and technology, as stated, is indeed a keystone in shaping the future of the banking industry here in the Sultanate of Oman. It's with my honor to invite our chief guest, His Excellency Tahir bin Salim Al-Amri, on the stage to deliver his keynote address of today's summit.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. معالي الشيخ سالم بن مستهيل المعشني، الزملاء الكرام في القطاع، رؤساء التنفيذيين للبنوك والمؤسسات المالية، الحضور الكريم، distinguished guests. It gives me immense pleasure to be here amongst you today and this morning to deliver the keynote address in this 9th New Age Banking Summit. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the organizers for conducting this summit every year. I'm quite impressed by the list of topics lined up for today, which are very relevant, and I'm confident that the deliberations at this summit would greatly benefit all stakeholders. First, I have a few points to share with you. I'll start by the rapid evolution of the financial ecosystem. By now, I am sure you would have seen how financial ecosystem is being redesigned, re-engineered at a faster pace than ever to meet the aspirations of the customers. While it took the internet 80 months to reach 100 million users, ChatGPT took only 2 months. Today, I would like to divide also my talk into 2 parts. First, I will talk about the key elements which are required to digitally onboard the new era of banking, and then I will dwell on how the Central Bank of Oman is giving you the pass to onboard the digital bus. In the first part of my talk, I would like to draw your attention to 4 critical elements, namely innovation, collaboration, customer centricity, and risk mainstreams. So key elements for digital transformation. Innovation is the process by which a bright idea is turned into something practical, reliable and available and affordable for ordinary people. In fact, certain notable innovations did not involve any invention of a new technology. Take the case of the container shipping, for example. A guy called Malcolm McLean thought out of the box to design the container like a box. For the first time in the 1960s in the US, this innovation had an enormous impact on global trade. by drastically cutting the cost of shipping goods. Banking community too was not far behind innovation. Starting from the ATMs, net banking, mobile banking, to the current era of open banking. And in the product side, the microfinance, variable interest rate loans, and so on and so forth, reshaped the banking industry. I would like to urge the industry to take a reality check on the adequacy of their current technology to meet the growing digital demands. And if not, invest in the right and safe technology. Additionally, there is also a dire need to build teams who will innovate, understand, and use the newer and emerging technologies like generative AI, machine languages, and Finternet, and at the same time manage the related risks. For innovation to be successful, an important prerequisite is collaboration. Let me take you back to the era when airplane was invented. In 1903, two different teams were trying to build the airplane. And to create the first powered airplane, actually. One renowned astronomer tried to build the airplane in secrecy, and his prototype airplane fell down after flying 20 feet. 10 days later, two humble bicycle mechanics, the Wright brothers, with no university education succeeded. They did so because they conducted hundreds of experiments for years by collaborating with people all around the world. They did innovation in the right way. Turning to the field of banking, one of the great examples of collaboration is the ATM. John Shepard Barron is credited for inventing the first ATM. He had to collaborate with an engineering company for hardware, Barclays Bank for investment, and for providing the platform, software developer for secure PIN systems, and the regulator for setting the standards. The key point is, in the world where knowledge is within the reach of everyone, collaboration assumes greater importance. And it is the fastest way to innovate and design new products and services. It underscores the need for banks and fintechs to explore new and safe, compliant ways of collaboration. And in the vibrant and constantly shifting landscape of business, it's all too easy to become consumed by the quest of innovation, revenue, profit, and soaring valuations. Yet, we must never forget that the true measure of any enterprise success lies in this satisfaction and trust of its customers. Steve Jobs said, you've got to start with the customer experience and work backward to technology. Remote deposit capture is a great example. Developed for military members frequently moving or stationed in remote locations, this technology underscored the commitment to meeting customers' unique needs. Customer centricity requires fostering an organizational culture where continuous feedback from customers is seamlessly integrated into business strategy. Simplified user interfaces and swift grievance readdress mechanisms are key to this process. The last critical element I want to discuss is technology risks. Talking to seasoned bankers about risk is like giving swimming lessons to a fish. Yet, it's crucial to address the interplay between risk and technology. The recent US banking crisis amplified traditional interest rate risks due to technology, such as social media and the ease of fund movement. While technology enhances customer experience, it comes with its own risks. Enterprise-wide risk management, adoption of the right technology, and development of systems and procedures to spot risk interlinkages play a key role in addressing technological risks. Third point, the role of the Central Bank of Oman. Having laid out these broad counters. Let me turn to the second part of my talk, the catalytic role played by the Central Bank of Oman in providing an enabling environment for the new era of banking in the Sultanate. Several key regulations have been issued by the Central Bank of Oman in the past 2 years. The Master Circular on Products and Services has provided greater operational freedom to banks to innovate and offer new products and services. To provide clarity to new and existing players, the licensing policy of the central bank was issued. So far, we have licensed 7 PSPs, 3 of which have seen significant growth. eKYC guidelines have been issued to facilitate digital onboarding customers, with a view to provide greater ease to access to short-term small credits. Draft guidelines on Buy Now, Pay Later, or BNPL, have been placed for public consultation recently. To encourage full-fledged focus on digital offerings, we expect to issue draft guidelines for licensing of digital banks before the end of 2024 for consultation as well. At the same time, not to take foot off the pedals of risk management and customer protection, regulatory frameworks for financial consumer protection and cybersecurity and resilience have also been issued. To back the enabling regulation, the CBO provides state-of-the-art technology infrastructure. The national payments system from the Central Bank of Oman, the backbone of the financial system, is robust, safe, reliable, and efficient. Our payment infrastructure is not only modern, it also provides a wide array of products for retail and wholesale payments. In June of 2023, last year, our wholesale payment system, RTGS, began operating 24/7, enabling all stakeholders to conduct transfers anytime. We are in the final lap of linking our RTGS with the GCC RTGS for seamless cross-border payments within the GCC. Work is in progress rapidly also for integration with the Arab regional payment system, BUNA. Recent initiatives include guidelines on payment card tokenization also for new seamless and easy payment experiences, operational and technical enhancements in direct debit services, including the introduction of e-mandate and upgrades to the national instant payment system. I am happy to share with you that our payment initiatives have resulted in a significant decrease in the volume and value of checks and ATM transactions. With customers increasingly moving to POS and e-commerce transactions, the national instant payment platform surged in 2023, exceeding 40 million transactions with a value of more than 1.7 billion Omani riyals. Our national credit registry, Mala'a, within a short period of 3 years, have rolled out innovative products, and still are, with its world-class technology, scalable data modeling engines, and credit bureau platforms. In tune with eKYC guidelines, Mala'a, in its first phase, facilitates digital onboarding, which in a short span, has clocked 306,000 utilizations by the end of Q4 last year. Mala'a is currently working on implementing phase 2 of the eKYC project, wherein it will facilitate digital onboarding by validating more fields and also on building credit decision modules. Tuning to our initiative to foster the growth of fintech, as you are already aware, the Fintech Regulatory Sandbox of CBO is active for the last 3 years with a clear roadmap for 2020 to 2027. Several applicants have enrolled in the sandbox in 3 different cohorts, namely payment solutions, blockchain-driven trade finance, and digital lending. I am sure all of you would have seen our announcement in the COMEX this week that our draft open banking regulatory framework is ready and has been placed for public consultation. We have signed a memorandum of understanding with Omantel in order to conduct accelerator program to support fintech startups with the aim of establishing a comprehensive and nurturing fintech ecosystem. Recognizing the need to build country human capital in fintech. CBO is collaborating with the College of Banking and Financial Studies and Sultan Qaboos University. To sum up, the Central Bank of Oman, keeping the changing paradigm of banking in the perspective, have geared up and provided and continues to provide supportive regulations, state-of-the-art technology infrastructure, needed technology solutions, and conducive sandbox environment to the banking and the financial industry. Now, we eagerly expect the industry to upgrade, innovate, collaborate to come up with new or enhanced products and services to meet this rising and changing customer expectations to enter into the new era of banking. I take this opportunity to congratulate the prize winners today of Oman Banking and Finance Awards, waiting to be honored, inshallah, during this summit. I thank the organizers again for inviting me to deliver this address, and I wish the summit all the success. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your insights and shedding light on the future of banking and finance here in the Sultanate of Oman. I'm now privileged to invite on stage Mr. Talal Al-Zajjali, the CEO of Oman Banks Association, to address the audience. He has over 31 years of banking experience. Mr. Talal is an accredited banking expert by the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs here in the country and Oman Commercial Arbitration Center. Mr. Talal, the floor is yours.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Sheikh Salim bin Mustahil al-Ma'shari, Your Excellency, Tahir bin Salim al-Amri, Chief Executive, Central Bank of Oman, CEOs, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests. Today, we gather at the threshold of an enormous shift in the landscape of finance, a new age of banking. This is not merely a transition from old to new, but a profound evolution that exceeds paradigms, redefines norms, and sets the stage for a future where banking is more than just a service. It is a substance for progress, empowerment, and prosperity. In this new age, technology stands as the cornerstone for transformation. With the combination of artificial intelligence, blockchain, and big data analytics, we are witnessing a seismic shift in how financial services are theorized, delivered, and experienced. From algorithmic trading to robo-advisors, from decentralized finance to tokenization of assets. The possibilities are limitless, and the boundaries of the innovation are constantly being pushed. But let's not be swayed by the allure of technology alone, for in the heart of this revolution lies a profound commitment to human-centric values, values that prioritize trust, transparency, and inclusivity. As we harness the power of digitalization, let us never lose sight of the human elements, the individuals and communities whose lives we seek to enrich and empower. In this new age of banking, accessibility is not a luxury, it's a fundamental right. Through digital banking platforms, mobile wallets, and contactless payments, we are democratizing access to financial services, bridging the gap between the unbanked and the mainstream, and paving the way for financial inclusion on the global scale. But our vision stands beyond mere access. It is about empowering individuals to take control of their financial destinies, to make informed decisions, and to pursue their dreams with confidence, whether it is through microloans for aspiring entrepreneurs, financial literacy programs for different communities, or personalized wealth management solutions for high net worth individuals. Our aim is simple, is to empower every individual and to unlock their full potential and build a brighter future for themselves and their loved ones. Yet, as we embark on this transformative journey, we must confront the challenges that lie ahead: cybersecurity threats, regulatory requirements, and ethical issues, but a few of the hurdles we must overcome. But let us not be daunted by adversity. For us, with the times for challenge that true innovation thrives, through collaboration, resilience, and steadfast commitment to our core values. We will navigate these turbulent waters and emerge stronger, more resilient, and more determined than ever before. Moreover, as part of the global economy, we recognize our responsibility to drive sustainability, resilience, and social impact from green finance initiatives that support renewable energy projects to impact investing funds that promote social entrepreneurship. We are harnessing the power of finance to create positive change, foster sustainable development, and build a better, more equitable world for future generations. Oman Banks Association and the new age of banking. Oman Banks Association plays a vital role in the financial landscape of Oman, serving as the collective voice of the banking sector in the country, established to promote cooperation and coordination among the banks operating in Oman. The OBA facilitates dialogue between its members and the regulatory authorities, contributes to the development of banking policies, and fosters the growth and stability of banking industry. In the new age of banking, which is marked by rapid technological advancement and evolving customer preferences, Omani banks are adapting to meet the changing needs for their customer. Digital transformation has become a key focus for banks, with investment in online mobile banking platforms, as well as adoption of innovative financial technologies such as artificial intelligence. Furthermore, the new age of banking in Oman is characterized by a growing emphasis on financial inclusion and sustainability. Banks are working together towards expanding access to financial services for all segments of population, promoting responsible lending practices and integrating environmental, social, and governance criteria into their operation and investment decisions. Overall, the Oman Banks Association is navigating through the new age of transformation, driven by technological innovation, changing customer behavior, and a greater focus on sustainability and inclusivity. Collaboration between OBA and member banks and other stakeholders will be essential in shaping the future of banking in Oman. We extend our thanks and gratitude to the Central Bank of Oman for their unwavering support and commitments to fostering the development and prosperity of the banking industry. Their guidance, regulatory framework, and initiatives have played a pivotal role in ensuring stability, growth and innovation within the sector. And thanks to the organizers of this forum for the wonderful forum who made such a fruitful gathering for all of us. In closing, let us embrace the new era of banking with optimism, enthusiasm, and a sense of a shared purpose. Let us seize the opportunities it presents, confront the challenges it poses, and together let us shape a future where banking is not just a means to an end, but a force for good, a force that empowers, enriches, and elevates the lives of billions around the globe. Let us make Oman a wonderful model in financial technology in the region, and let us keep the Omani banking industry in a constant prosperity. That's all from me today. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Indeed, let's keep Oman always great in the banking sector and every other sector, inshallah, to stay in line with Oman's Vision 2040. Thank you, Mr. Talal, for your valuable address. Our next speaker is a visionary by a code of accomplishments. He is part of the executive management and founding member of Oman Data Park, the first managed and cloud service provider, which was established back in the year 2012. He has been instrumental in developing this sector and, of course, solutions tailored to address the needs of banks, financial institutions, oil and gas sectors, healthcare, government, education, and much more, as well as professional services sector. He has more than 25 years of diversified experience in the ICT engineering, software development, business startups, and leadership. Please join me in welcoming Engineer Maqbool Al-Wahibi, the CEO of Oman Data Park, on stage.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, معالي الشيخ سعادة رئيس البنك المركزي. شكرا جزيلا، وكذلك رؤساء البنوك. for giving me this chance to talk about technology again. I think since morning we were talking about technology. So this is another technology speech. So bear with us. It's not banking anymore. It's more of a technology for banking. So I'll be speaking on behalf of the sector, the technology sector. It's not necessarily about Oman Data Park here, because Oman Data Park does not do everything. It does contribute to some. But I have also great leaders in the technology sector. We have the Akhwana Ahmed from GBM and the rest of the CEOs of the technology companies are available here. You can talk to them anytime. Every one of them are contributing to their far best in order to enrich this BFSI sector as much as we can. So over the past years, we have experienced personal and business transformation that have impacted every aspect of our lives. We all know that. With change happening faster than ever before, we are about to experience a radical new future. Today, I stand before you as a futurist and a leader who's partially responsible for defining the future of Oman in the digital space and bringing it closer to vision. There was a time when the purpose was actually was to be able to build everything to last. Today, it's used to build everything to chance. The only constant in this area, this disruptive revolution, is change. We need to change. Technology has changed every industry, from how we listen to music, watch our entertainment, buy food, how we travel, to even our accommodations. Nothing is like it used to be. That is the power of innovation that we are in today. Oman, as a total asset in the digital space, has been making significant strides in enhancing its digital capabilities, aiming to position itself as a regional technology hub. Here are some of the key aspects of the digital infrastructure we have today in Oman. As I said, this is not necessarily Oman Data Park. I'm talking about Oman. We have the data centers service providers. So you have data centers, you have cloud service providers. They host multiple data centers with combined capacity of over 10 megawatt today. These facilities are equipped with advanced technologies, including AI-enabled hybrid cloud solutions to provide robust and scalable data storage and processing capabilities. In the hyperscalers, there are leading global technology companies such as Microsoft, Amazon, AWS, Google, Oracle, OCI have presence in Oman already. These are hyperscalers to serve you. These investments have brought state-of-the-art cloud services and infrastructure to the region, enhancing Oman's digital ecosystem. We have the submarine cables. Today, Oman is connected by around 20 submarine cables, ensuring high-speed, reliable internet data and data connectivity. These cables connect Oman to various parts of the world, facilitating international data transfer and communication. We have the landing station. We have around 7 landing stations in Oman. These are submarine cable coming from offshore and onshore, providing crucial entry points for international connectivity. We have the terrestrial links again, 4 international terrestrial links that further enhances its connectivity. So with these assets, we need to make use of them. They are available for you, and they are available for the BFSI segment in this country. Oman has significant growth potential in data centers, taking into account its strategic location and connected to major international hyperscalers around the world. Over the past 5 years, Oman ICT sector has shown consistent growth in its contribution to the country GDP. In 2018, the ICT sector accounted for around 2.5% of the GDP, contributing around 750 million Omani riyal to the total GDP by 2022. Its share had risen around 3.3%, with a contribution of around 1 billion Omani riyal. The growth reflects the sector's increasing importance in the national economy of Oman. It has been making strategic, Oman has been actually making strategic investment in information and communication technology as part of its Vision 2040, a consistent growth trend in the ICT sector contribution to the overall GDP of the country. We saw some numbers yesterday in the opening of COMEX. That's very much promising. We are looking forward for striking 60+ million Omani Riyal worth of contracts to be signed during COMEX this week. So that's, again, a huge investment that are put in place. The contribution of the ICT sector to Oman GDP has shown positive impacts. Diversification of the economy, reduced dependency on oil and gas, job creation and skill development among the Omani workspace, digital transformation of industries, attracting foreign investment, the development of data centers and regulatory frameworks favorable to tech investments have drawn international companies to set up operations in Oman and improves our FDI in the digital space. Enhancing connectivity and innovation, 5G networks, for instance, has opened new possibilities for smart city initiatives, IoT applications, Internet of Things, and advanced digital services. ICT sector in Oman is expected to continue its growth trajectory with further contributions to GDP and broader economic benefits. Strategic initiatives under Oman Vision 2040, such as the development of smart cities and the promotion of digital entrepreneurship, will likely enhance the sector impact, projecting its contribution to GDP to surpass 3%. Internationally, just to draw context of what other countries are doing in the digital space and possibly benchmark ourselves with, we have multiple countries like India, for instance, 8% of GDP contribution to from their digital space. We have 10% in Singapore. There is 5.3% digital space contribution to the GDP in UAE, 13% in South Korea. So all these are nothing but benchmarks, and it shows how countries are now strategically focusing in the building and strengthening their digital economy, all in all. The world of banking is rapidly evolving, and it's imperative that we embrace the power of technology to drive innovation, enhance customer experience, and ensure the long-term success of our institutions. I would like to emphasize the importance of 3 key areas: cloud, artificial intelligence, and digital transformation. These three are the fundamental drivers of the 4th industrial revolution, or should I say, the disruptive revolution. The cloud is not just a buzzword, it's a transformative force for the banking sector. It allows banks to trade fixed expenses for variable expenses, moving from CapEx to OpEx. Benefit from massive economy of scale. Focus on projects that differentiate your business, not to worry about building infrastructure anymore. A good friend once told me, friends, do not let friends build data centers. I will say this to you, maybe we should stop building data centers. Oman Data Park is one of your friends that can actually take that burden from you. We take pride in being part of Oman Housing Bank cloud journey. This is what we've been achieving last year in the BFSI. These are significant milestones. We're proud of what we've done on the cloudification space with Oman Housing Bank last year. They are the first bank to go fully cloud. It's a major milestone. It's happening, and we're proud how they made that brave decision. Data centers transformation with Bank Dhofar and Oman Development Bank. That's again a very major step in order to reduce their capex and their total cost of ownership over the next 5 years by a factor of 4.3% in total cost of ownership. We have Bank Suhar in the eKYC digitalization. We have Blink Bank in Jordan for digital banking through our partners, Anton. Antom is a great startup, and they have actually implemented a couple of international regional projects in the digitalization and digitalizing banks. One of them is actually in Jordan. They call Blink Bank. They provide digital banking to them. Ajman Bank in the open API space. Antom are available. You can talk to them anytime, and I think they will contribute to some speech later on or presentation. AI has the potential to revolutionize the way we operate and serve our customers across all industries: travel, tourism, healthcare, education, to media and entertainment, and the energy sector as well. Just to name a few, McKinsey global studies suggest that banking and financial sector has been on the forefront, only behind high-tech IT sector in the race of adoption and usage of AI. However, in terms of investment, banking and the financial sector has been the largest contributor and investor in this digital space. AI in banking aims to revolutionize the banking and financial customer experience. A recent study shows 87% of banking leaders believe that customer experience is the primary growth engine for banking industry. 77% banking IT executives believe that the key to unlocking this growth is with AI, artificial intelligence, that will come with the ability to differentiate and deliver through contextual, personal, and customized customer experience. What I love about this Digital Age Summit is that people are actually listening. Last year, I remember we had a panel discussion around discussing cross-platform integration. And cross-platform integration is nothing but applications that provide consumers and corporates the ability to contact banks, not to get credit or debit or loans, but to get services. People are not here anymore asking for loans to build houses. They are actually asking banks to buy a house, and that's different. A couple of days back, Bank Suhar have launched a beautiful, great app that addresses cross-platform integration, which shows that Ahmed Al-Musallami, the CEO of Bank Suhar, and his team were actually listening. I congratulate Ahmed for this achievement, and all the best, inshallah. Thank you. So believe me, there's a lot of talk, but I think we can take something out of this context. Just keep listening. McKinsey Global Institute study believes generative AI has the potential to add value of up to 300 billion in the global banking industry annually, largely due to increased productivity. PwC estimate AI will generate around $320 billion for the Middle East region only. That's a significant figure. While many jobs will disappear due to AI, they will be replaced with more jobs in the field of technology. Study shows artificial intelligence will create over 800 million new jobs with different skill requirement by 2030 around the world. The only jobs that AI will leave to us is the CEO role. That's what they say. So whoever is a CEO, you're going to be safe for the next decade. AI will not take over your position. I'm not sure why, but I'll leave it to you. Oman must be proactive with its AI readiness in preparing for the future by embracing emerging rates and technology, creating incubators and investing in workforce development will empower individuals with the necessary skills. وأنا أحيي حقيقة البنك المركزي for their effort in this regard of creating these kind of ecosystems around building SMEs for our BFSI and technology sector, all in all. AI-powered analytics can unlock valuable insight. You have the LLM, large language model. It's time for you to build your own corporate large language model in order to probably enhance the performance further. With ChatGPT 4.0, there's a lot of things we can learn, but guess what? there is the risk factor of the governance around sharing information outside your corporate, so which actually you might think of building your own corporate LLMs and connect it through API to the, the widely used global LLMs in the future. We can help you on that. We have a couple of partners who can actually build that for you. Moving forward, I don't want to take a long time because a lot of these acronyms you've already heard. So we encourage to focus more on the digital banking. We encourage the open API, fintech, cybersecurity, blockchain. Blockchain is something that we need to take seriously. And we have a couple of case studies that we're going to show you of how other banks have actually used it and embraced it. But we talked about banking as services and other technologies. In the use case aspect, probably it's time for us to show you something interesting away from the talk. There is a JP Morgan who actually had their platform, Coin. They managed to reduce legal documents 360,000 worth of hours worked down to seconds using technology. And this had uplifted their performance for sure. The next use case is HSBC. They used blockchain in order to, again, they has invested around 2 billion in digital transformation, leading to 45% increase in mobile banking users and 30% reduction in operation cost. And they're using blockchain-based smart contracts in trade finance, reducing processing time by 40%. Next use case is around customer experience. Bank of America, through their application called Erica. It's an AI chatbot. 24/7 customer support, over 1.5 billion interactions since 2018. We have Barclays Bank in the risk management and fraud detection. Again, they used AI-driven predictive analysis models in order to detect fraudulent activities by analyzing transaction patterns and identifying anomalies in the real time. All these are available online, by the way. You can always visit them. You can contact them. I'm sure you have already contacts with these banks. And we can learn a lot from what they are doing. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Oman Dara Park believes it's our responsibility to champion some of the digital transformation that's happening, drive organization change, and foster technology. A technology-driven mindset across the institution in Oman is very much required. We are preparing our youth for jobs for the future by bringing the latest tech in Oman, establishing an AI division in Oman Dara Park, which has the latest infrastructure today. We are very close to NVIDIA. NVIDIA GPUs are available in Oman today. You can utilize them anytime to process your AI-based applications. In conclusion, the banking sector stands at the precipice of a technology revolution by harnessing the power of the cloud, AI, and digital transformation. We together can create a future where banking services are seamless, personalized, and secure. Let us embrace these technologies, adapt to the changing landscape, and lead our institutions into prosperous digital era. There is also, I think, a video that we need to show. Probably you can show it from your side.
I am an ally, giving you the clarity to take on today's financial challenges and the guidance to shape a better future. I am identifying risks before they happen, making every interaction safer and fighting fraud from a single pane of glass,
Hi, I'm calling because I got an alert that I had
or even the sound of your voice.
a card.
Sure, I can do that. I am keeping you protected in a changing world. In making you whole faster. I am accelerating success, finding the details in the data to power faster, more comprehensive decisions and inspire new beginnings. I am partnering to build new futures, expanding the horizons of finance and collaborating with dreamers, big and small. I am AI, brought to life by NVIDIA and financial innovators everywhere.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the artificial intelligence era. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Maqbool, for this engaging speech that you delivered. And indeed, if we always keep listening, we always keep winning when it comes to the banking sector and different sectors as well. And if we stay focused towards the end, we do remind you once again that there's a raffle draw and 3 lucky winners will be able to go back with a valuable prize. But hence, if you're not focused, then I get to get the prize for myself and take it back home with me. So you have to be focused and you have to be alert, and you also have to be here in the hall at around 1 p.m. or just before that when we have the raffle draw. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached an exciting part of our day. We're transitioning to a highly anticipated panel discussion. Today's topic is about building robust banking ecosystems, a theme that captures the transformative landscape we are navigating within the financial system. Our esteemed panel features renowned industry leaders from the banking sector and technology as well. They will engage in shedding light upon different areas of different ideas of evolving dynamics of the financial services sector and exploring different strategies as well to drive the digital transformation to meet the ever-changing needs of the market. This promises to be a very thought-provoking session filled with insightful discussions. We will go on to listing our panels and they will be welcomed on stage. So our first panelist for this day is Dr. Haider Al-Lawati, who is a senior manager in artificial intelligence at Oman Data Park. Dr. Haider has over 13 years of experience in the telecommunications sector, the telecom industry, and academia as well. He earned his PhD from the University of Toronto, and he is conducted advanced AI research as well in Canada. Now he is at Oman Data Park with a focus on AI initiatives, specifically for projects across various sectors. Dr. Haider, if you can join us please on stage. Moving on to our next panelist, who is Mr. Mujahid Az-Zajjali, General Manager, IT and Operations at Bank Nizwa. He serves as a Technology Committee, Chairman of the Banking Association, and Deputy Chairman of the IT Steering Committee at Bank Nizwa. He has 20 years of experience, and he is a strategic, result-oriented leader, adapted at managing large teams and committed to human capital and staff engagement. Mr. Mujahid, if you can please join us on stage. Our next panelist is Mr. Hussein Al-Maymani, who is a sales director at JBM Oman. He is an influential leader in Oman, advocating digital transformation, digital economy, and economies of high scale. He oversees sales operations, particularly in the banking sector, drawing over a decade of experience in the BFSI industry. Mr. Hussein, please join us on stage. Next, we are delighted to welcome Mr. Bassam Al-Jamali, the General Manager of Mala'a Oman Credit and Financial Information Center. Mr. Al-Jamali holds certification from the Global Association of Risk Professionals and the Chartered Alternative Investment Analyst Program, with an extensive background of over 20 years of experience in the Central Bank of Oman. Mr. Bassam, you can join us, please, on stage. And our next panelist is Sajil Bashiruddin, who is the Chief Digital Officer at Sohar International. Mr. Bashiruddin joined Sohar International back in 2021 and currently oversees the IT, the Enterprise Project Management Office, FinTech, and Digital Banking. He has over 20 years of experience. Mr. Sajil, you're welcome to join us on stage. Completing this list of bright minds over here is Mr. Ismail Yavoz, who is a CTO financial industry at Huawei, a customer-minded CTO with 24 years of experience in the field. He manages global and local partners to build ecosystems and has developed a methodology for customer insight, opportunity analysis, and partner mapping. Welcome to stage, Mr. Ismail. And to join us on stage in moderating this session, we call upon Dr. Aju Samuel, who is a seasoned professional with over 25 years of experience in strategy design and execution, corporate governance, and organizational change consulting within banking and financial services, government and private sectors both. Over to you, Dr. Samuel.
Good morning. Good morning, Your Excellency Sheikh Salim Al-Mashni, Your Excellency Tahir Al-Amri, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman, Mr. Talal Al-Zajali, CEO of the Oman Banks Association, CEOs and senior executives of banks, technology companies, and financial institutions. I've also seen a few innovators from the fintech world, so welcome here, and members of the audience. It's a pleasure to be here today conducting this panel and having the opportunity to interact with these 6 amazing individuals who have really kind of set the stone in terms of what the future of technological advances in the banking and financial sector is going to be. We hope to have some interesting conversations. We also will have a QR code coming up very soon, which you can scan and potentially type in a few of your queries that the panel could take as we progress through this panel. Members of the panel, thank you for being here. If you had a look at the agenda, we have the longest time on stage, right? So it's our job to entertain, right? Your Excellency Tahir Al-Amri, Executive President of the Central Bank, in your speech, I think you very articulately spoke about tokenization, the new guidelines on the BNPL, open banking regulations as well, the entire piece around what central bank is doing as far as fintech empowerment is concerned, especially around the accelerator program as well as the sandbox, the facilities that are there, the data protection law that has come into place as well, and of course the entire focus on developing talent. And across the various other speeches that we heard this morning as well, I think 4 things that really stand out is the need to innovate, the need to collaborate, the need to focus on customers, and of course, risk management. So I'm going to start off with a quote by Jamie Dimon. I think we've kind of seen his image floating around today in the conference multiple times. So I'm going to start with what he says banking is all about. Right? And he says banking continues to be about somebody who holds the money, somebody who moves the money, somebody who raises the money, and today, somebody who's active when people are using the money, right? And that is where I think the entire technology realm is located. So if I may start off with Mujahid from Bank Nizwa. Mujahid, you've had a very busy year at Bank Nizwa the last year. You were also part of the panel in 2023. So 1 year from now, from 1 year from there, since you're here, can you walk us through some of the key technological changes that you have witnessed, both in the broader banking sector as well as specifically in Bank Nizwa? And what are you doing to kind of manage the movement and usage of money as Bank Nizwa is concerned?
I guess majority of banks have continuously started working on the digital transformation journey, and they have adopted mobile-first strategies. And if you could see before, in 2023, when we launched mobile digital onboarding, we didn't have the eKYC guidelines. Right. Now at least we have the eKYC guidelines. It's very easy to implement and go ahead and roll out the digital onboarding, which is a major friction-less environment creating for the branches. And when we launched it, it was very difficult for us to understand what kind of process needs to be handled digitally and what needs to be handled manually, because there was no clarity. So that aspect is now really cleared, and this is one of the foundational requirements for any digital transformation journey. Alhamdulillah, Central Bank made it clear to us. Now it's clear what needs to go manual, what needs to go on the digital platform. The second growing factor, what we have seen, is the rise of fintech companies and the sandboxing environment which is there, and Central Bank has already made it available for the fintech companies so that they can start testing it and on the use cases which they find it relevant for the banks. And this is a very controlled testing, and it really helps the fintechs to test and see the solutions if they are really working, and then the adaptability and implementation of these use cases becomes easy when they come in reality. The third aspect, what we have seen is banks have started modernizing their channels. And then they have also started upgrading their core banking systems to move out from centralized to decentralized environments, which is like a microservices environment, whereby you don't need to really depend completely on centralization. You have modular approach environment available for you so that you can deploy easily in the market. And then the container-based and orchestration-based architecture on the infrastructure side also. So banks really started working on that. That is also makes you deploy easy solutions with very less turnaround times. Banks also started working on AI technologies. And what we could see is now AI is not going to be completely implemented on a large language models, but whereas we see this is going to be embedded on each and every solutions like cybersecurity, fraud monitoring, and the customer behavior analysis. So these are the couple of aspects or initiatives which we have seen. It's different than what versus 2023. And then there is an era of platform implementation. Banks started moving from the normal custom native made solutions to platform implementations.
Fantastic. I think, you've touched on some of the key things that have happened in 2023, starting with eKYC, the growth of the fintechs, the entire thing about infrastructure, eventually, of course, leading to AI and the platformization of banking services. One of the key people who have kind of been crucial in enabling that eKYC is Mala, and we have Bassam here from Mala. So, Bassam, sticking to technologies like eKYC, there has been so much of action that is happening in Mala. You're the talk of town, if I may, right? And for banks and financial institutions to be able to penetrate and widen the market, what are some of the key areas that Mala has been doing over the last 1 year to ensure that progress is happening? And also, combined with that, what are you hearing from the financial institutions? What are their expectations?
Thank you for this opportunity. So, of course, as Mujahid touched on, a very important initiative by the central bank, which is the regulatory sandbox. And they are also being a critical partner for us. You heard from the audience today talking about collaboration. And it's very important that we are there in the market to hear what actually the market needs. Actually, now it's no longer that we hear about customer-centric. I think today Malaa is looking at that as a main part or integral part of its process, is that we hear what actually the market needs and not what we think that is right. So this is very important. Of course, with the collaboration with the Central Bank of Oman, they've, of course, rolled out the eKYC framework. And, of course, we're the technology implementer or the operator for the central bank, being Malaa. Of course, as you know, I just wanted to put it in perspective. We are also, part of our mission is we have to ease access to finance. Our objective is also to be inclusive, so that's very important. And rolling out eKYC has actually enabled the digital onboarding initiative, and we hear from Mujahid as well and from other participants in the market that it has actually been a very, very seamless integration. We are actually part of this collaboration as well. What's very important is that we are working on eKYB as well. And of course we're waiting for the framework to come out. But the beauty of having collaboration with a partner like Central Bank and others in the market, we are actually ahead working on this technology. So when the framework is out and all that, we're already ready to roll it out. So this is how fast technology is in the market. This is how we have to position ourselves, when we are in the market, to make sure we're ahead and ready to roll it out. So that's one part on the eKYC, and I gave you a bit on the eKYB. Of course, other things that we hear from the market is speed. So speed is very important when it comes to credit decisioning. So we have rolled out a product called Decisioning Engine, and that actually customizes strategies that depends on each institution. So we don't have a basic strategy that is generic, but actually we can fit multiple strategies for different institutions to make instant decisioning on the fly. So that actually enables credit to move in the market, and of course economic growth and what also is attached to that as well.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Bassam, because I think that sets the stage of what is already achieved and what we want to achieve in the future. And I'd like to bring in Ismail from Huawei. I think, Ismail, what we're seeking from you is a larger, wider regional and global context as well. Because while Oman is making strides across the technological advances, you have a view of what's happening outside here as well. And so as financial organizations around the world are trying to leverage, and we spoke about artificial intelligence, open banking, all of those things, what are the trends you have seen in the last year across maybe the geographies that you are witnessing, as well as a larger Huawei platform perspective? And how is Huawei itself addressing and leveraging those trends?
Thank you, dear, for giving me a chance. From the discussions that are happening around the world, open banking, AI, blockchain, cloudification, and so on, in each region, of course, there are some different priorities. True. But we see the majority is focusing on open banking as one first platform and cloudification at the same time. Okay. Because globally and regionally, we have seen many fintechs are coming into play and taking the banking business from the traditional banks, right? So therefore, the traditional banks are trying to convert their infrastructure or convert their platforms into a cloud-oriented, to be agile, to reduce their time to market. And at the same time, we see many deployments of open banking, open API, or digital payment platforms within the region to cover this incoming transactions or lifestyle finance that we mentioned, Bank 4.0, right? Right. So in every country, either the government layer have a vision that they would like to deploy a national payment platform for all, or create an open banking platform to come, and the merchants and the banks and consumers are talking in the same platform and create an ecosystem there. Right. So what Huawei delivers there, we believe as Huawei, deliver end-to-end solution to banking industry, not just infrastructure, not just cloud, but we are providing solutions from mobile money to artificial intelligent contact center to infrastructure need that we mentioned, the cloud, and of course, underlining all the equipments, you may see it in the data center.
Fantastic. Ismail, thanks a lot. So I think therefore, what the sense I'm getting is we are in the right direction, right? This is what the banks in the region and globally are doing. And I think some of the questions that are coming up on the screen is as well as about open banking. You know, how will this impact banks, mobile banking and digital channels? And I want to kind of link that question that we see up on the screen to you, Haider. I think Ismail mentioned about the entire business of cloudification, the entire technological advances that are happening there. And we heard from Engineer Maqbool as well about the advances Oman Data Park is doing. One of the things that we've discussed is Oman has its own unique and focused needs, right? Yes, we learn from global models, but there is a cultural, societal, adaptation that we need to bring in. And therefore, predictive analysis can be a game changer, especially in our realm. How is the Oman Data Park trying to help organizations customize solutions, right, such that those data points can be used for decision making, right? And what have you been doing?
Well, thank you very much, and good morning, everyone, and thanks for the opportunity to be here. Well, you've mentioned a very important keyword here, which is the data analytics. And I would like first to emphasize on the importance of having a data-driven decision-making. It is important in any industry, not only in banking industry, but it becomes more emphasized when it comes to an industry that deals with people's privacy, money, and deals with wealth of the nation and the individuals. So in Oman Data Park, as a cloud service provider in data center, our first layer of enablement is to establish the HPC, high performance computing platforms that can enable any player, any customer to use it and benefit from it. However, this is not sufficient just to provide the platform, because from our interactions with various customers across different verticals, we sense that there's a lack of understanding, and that is normal, by the way, lack of understanding of what AI is and what the power of AI. It's a new technology. Some people are suspicious. Some people are more excited. So we decided that, okay, rather than going and selling people something that they might not understand or appreciate its importance and value, let's go and help them understand what the thing is to begin with and how it is important. So we started giving more like a consultancy, raising awareness, even to the public, going to the radio, to the TV shows and others, and teaching people and raising awareness of the importance of AI and what it is, all right? Trying to sometimes, clarify those misconceptions about what AI is. So coming to the data-driven decision-making, we are currently working on some products, okay? Since you mentioned this point, we haven't released this announcement yet, but I'm giving some heads up to the market that we are bringing some very good platforms where people can subscribe to it, and it can help you build your own analytics in a shorter time. You can reduce the time to market from few months to few weeks to build that analytics and kind of integrates your data. And it can be either on cloud or on-prem, depending on the way how we want it. But these are some of the technologies and advanced breakthroughs that we are trying to bring to the market.
True. Dr. Haider, keep that thought, because our last round of discussion is about the future.
Okay.
And maybe you can go a little more deeper without revealing too much of your IP into what that future looks like. Right? I'd like to bring in Hussein from GBM here. We've heard this entire, and Ismail kind of spoke about banks feeling the heat from fintechs, and fintechs trying to kind of innovate in that space. I come from a school of thought where I believe banks and fintechs can absolutely complement and live with each other in a fantastic manner. And you've been a leading player, working potentially with both banks and fintech players in kind of building that digital pipeline. Can you provide us with some potential services that banks could deploy and therefore blend themselves well with the fast-growing fintech sector? What could those platforms do?
Yes, sure. Thank you for the opportunity. Looking at the trends in the market locally and regionally, there's 3 areas. So number one, which we've heard a lot during today's event, is open banking and open APIs. And the reasons are obvious. It's basically creating your ecosystem, exposing certain services, and ultimately financial inclusion. A lot of the API ecosystems that banks are trying to adopt, primarily for unlocking revenue streams. So that's the main catalyst for that adoption. But there's a lot of other reasons as well. Second area, which is being widely adopted by banks, is automation. And by automation, I mean business process automation, streamlining your operations, bank processes, and so on. And then building on top of that, the process mining and various other areas. That was number 2. Number 3 is also a topic that we've heard a lot today, is cloud. And even in the previous NABS editions, we've heard cloud come up a lot, and it's been there for a while. If we break down the cloud journey, and this is how we look at it when we classify banks, they're mainly into 3 areas. The first one is the cloud discovery stage. So during this stage, banks are assessing their workloads. What would make sense to put on-prem? What would make sense to put public? What might we approach in a hybrid sense? So this happens usually in the discovery stage. Next moving is the maturity stage. So this is where they've selected the various workloads that they want to approach cloud, and they're looking at things like automation and orchestration. A lot of the banks are actually in this stage. Regionally, they're in the second stage. Yeah. So they've passed the first stage.
Right.
The third stage, where very few banks are, after the maturity stage, is the optimization stage. Right. And in this stage, you break it down into 2 areas, the AI ops and the FinOps.
Right.
So this is mainly the 3 areas, and within each area, I've kind of given you a glimpse of where we are in terms of the banking.
Fantastic. And like I was talking to Dr. Haider as well, we'll explore into a little bit of details in that in the subsequent rounds. Sajil, there was a question that came up here just prior to this about how do banks scale and kind of go ahead with their digital journeys. I know you have had a busy time in Bank Sohar, Sohar International, and you had a great day yesterday as well at the COMEX. What are the kind of conversations that you're having within the bank, especially around technology? And how does that link with the strategy of the bank? Because the conversation is technology standalone, or how does it link back to strategy?
Thank you, Ajay. That's a good question. Very interesting one. So in today's never normal, ever-changing, digitally transforming world, what differentiates banks and what gives the banks the competitive advantage is a strategic vision of in line with the future of banking. It's the business models. It's the strategic path that it takes. Now, technology propels that. Technology propels that towards growth. And in that context, adopting emerging technologies, which we've heard so far, efficiently, swiftly, and consistently, helps banks to stay relevant and resilient in today's world. Right. One of in my experience, one of the key factors for that is to create a workforce for tomorrow.
Okay.
Right. Aligned to your strategy. So we build business acumen in technologists. We foster digital dexterity in non-technologies. That elevates the DNA of the organization. See, that elevates the DNA of the organization. And with that DNA, you will see differentiating products and services delivered a superior customer experience with an omni-channel impact, improves your organizational efficiency, and new revenue lines, and new business models evolving around it. So internally in the organization, all our scale lined up in embracing these technologies, aligned to your strategic vision and delivering customer value.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sajil, for that. So I think there is a clear blend between what you're trying to do from a solution perspective and what the the shareholders and the stakeholders would want from a strategic pathway of the organization. I'd like to come back to you, Dr. Haider. You know, a lot of times technology providers are always seen as somebody who wants to kind of push their solutions forward and, you know, kind of propagate their solutions. But here is a conversation about how technology has to blend with the strategy, and therefore the ROI perspective. You know, am I getting the kind of return that I expect from this entire piece? And, you know, we heard from Engineer Maqbool as well, and I think you also said the kind of relationships you've built with NVIDIA, the kind of technological advances that you're bringing in here. How are you able to kind of position the technological advances that Oman Data Park is bringing in and having business-related conversations with the users, in this case, the banks or financial institutions?
Right. That's a great question, actually. One way one can go to the market and you know, they kind of promote their solutions through transactional relationship. You come up with a solution, you go and demo it, you promote it, you talk about its benefits, and you sell it, right? However, in Oman Data Park, we don't believe that is probably the way how it goes with important customers, especially in the banking sector. It's more about the needs of these solutions, as you mentioned, to blend within their strategies. So the way how we go, for example, with the AI solutions is through identifying the pain points. So every organization, every business, to my knowledge, has some challenges, problems, pain points they try to deal on daily basis and on a regular basis. So the question here is, what are these main pain points? Let's list them. Let's clarify them, right? Do that discovery or diagnosis phase first. And then, based on that, we identify what the solutions required to solve those problems. Some of which might not be technology related. Might be processes, others, that's fine. True. But there will be a good portion of that related to technology, some of which might not be AI, that's still fine. Absolutely. But there will be eventually something that where AI can play a good role in.
True.
So this is how we approach our customers. It's not through transactional relationships. It's more about sustainable long-term relationships by understanding the problems, the needs. So something that might work in US, UK, Europe, other countries might not work immediately here because of the different nature of business behavior, customer engagement. So we first need to identify those things, and then we list those possible solutions. And it's up to the customer to decide, okay, where I want to invest, which pain should I relieve first? Right. So this is basically the way how we see our interactions with the customers should be, and this is the philosophy that we are going to the market.
Absolutely, and so glad to hear that, Dr. Haider, especially from the perspective of what the customization requirements are for our country. I'd like to bring this back to you, Bassam. You know, there are multiple people that are generating data today. In fact, there's data all over. Right in this room right now, there's tons of data flowing around. How tech-focused is Mala, right? In your pursuit to become the leading credit data point collection agency, because that's what you want to do, right? There's data all around, how do you bring it together? And how are you using technological solutions like AI, or what's in the pipeline from your perspective to potentially connect with multiple people who have this data, bring it together, and make it sensible for the users?
Great question.
Thank you.
So if I just go back a little bit, of course, before Mala, it was the credit registry, the central bank. So when the decision came to actually create Mala, that by itself actually took us to a journey to be automated and digital. Right. So, you know, in 2019 to 2020, when Mala was actually established, actually it was with the notion of actually we are integrating with the banking sector, and we integrate in a digital and automated manner. And that was in 2019-20. You can imagine that's a couple of years back. We talk about integration today and how seamless it is.
True.
You know, the use of API was also present at that stage as well for us.
Right.
So API-based solution as well. Our system is API-based. Now, of course, being the national hub for credit and financial information, it puts us in a very unique position.
True.
So we're an enabler, so we look to ourselves as enablers in this ecosystem. And to do that, of course, we have to have security. So, you know, the transformation or the data protocol transmission is very solid. Of course, the information security has to be in cybersecurity intact.
True.
And of course, accessibility as well. Now, of course, the basis for Malaa is consent.
Right.
So it's very important. So nothing goes without the consent, because we talked about data privacy. We talk in Malaa's language, without the consent of the individual or the corporate, then you have no access to that information. Okay. So the consent is the bedrock for any transaction with Malaa,
right,
or access to Malaa. Today, of course, we have established not just banking in our pursuit to make sure that we are inclusive and make sure that we have access to not just banking data, but let's talk about alternative data. Because banking, not everybody who's in the bank has a loan. When you talk about scoring, we're talking about you have to have credit history.
True.
Now, for people who don't have credit, how do we score them? And then that's what, when we look at AI, how can we use predictive models, for example?
Right.
Predictive models, of course, will require alternative data. So what do we do about that?
True.
So today, I'm pleased to announce we have already telecom data on our platform. So that's a huge amount of data in addition to banking that we have on our platform.
True.
That we can actually look at behavior and pattern to actually then, look at predictive, whether it's fraudulent or detect any, if you look at financial, for example, planning, like lending, for example, we talked about services, for example. How do we target that segment of the market? So what we're doing is we're expanding the database with additional data providers. We're making the access to that data more accessible in a secure manner as well, and using decisioning to customize it. That's very important. Because data is a warehouse. We talk about big data, but what is useful? What do actually the institution want from this data? So we customize the data to a more, more credit oriented profiling, so to enable the industry to make a decision to move forward.
Fantastic.
So that's how we look at it.
Fantastic, thank you. Ismail, I'd like to bring you here, and I think Bassam spoke about security and cybersecurity. What level of advances are we seeing in cybersecurity, and especially around data privacy and data security?
Thank you again, dear. I mean, we know that data is the most valuable asset for the banks. And of course, to protect this data, the data privacy and cybersecurity attacks is also important. But while you are investing on these technologies or building the new cybersecurity platforms, of course, it's important to keep business and IT and cybersecurity department all aligned. Because don't consider me as a vendor guy. I used to be working for banks before and handling data. And I have seen the banks has a tough security department which stopped the whole innovation within the bank. So you need to keep a balance between security and the IT agility at the same time. So investing on heavily with the one consultancy firms told you to do something on the cybersecurity that might stop the whole momentum of the IT and momentum of the business. So it's really important, of course, it has to be protected, but there are many other ways to neglect the data breach or data leak from the bank instead of encrypting everything or closing all the doors and so on. So there is a sweet spot that the bank management has to be there, and of course the C-level has to be as a KPI monitoring that, because it's a fight game in between the two departments within the banks, right? So therefore it has to be balanced and move the bank forward, hopefully.
We have a little bit of a time crunch, and so I'll just have a quick response from the three others. Mujahid, let's start with you, and within Bangnizwa as well. As you're implementing these technological solutions, right, and typically most of these are going at the similar time frame, what do you believe is going to be the differentiating factor between one bank and another bank, especially around customer experience?
Let me just take you through, a bit back. When banks started, they were working on the normal traditional branches. And then, the computerized systems came. And then internet banking, mobile banking, then advanced mobile banking and internet banking. Then omni-channel came, then opti-channel came. Now we are in the platform era. I think all the banks will be in the similar space maybe some 4 to 5 months before, or the others will come at the same space where we are currently today, where we see majority of the banks, they have advanced internet banking and mobile banking. The differentiating factor could be is we tend to ignore the digital product aspects.
Okay.
We focus too much on the technology.
Right.
I think if we focus more and more on the digital products and the simplicity, ease of use, and competitive pricing, that would be the differentiating factor.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mujahid. And to you, Sen, then, as banks are looking for those digital products, what role is GBM playing towards enabling that?
So, to answer your point, I'll have to disagree with the point that was raised. Data is not your biggest asset. Data is the second biggest asset. People are your biggest asset.
Okay.
And I'm a firm believer that we need to invest and train and develop people, right?
Sure.
So if we look at data in terms of not as a solution, but as a journey, because digital transformation at the end of the day is a journey. So when it comes to data, we approach it in a storytelling manner. So we tackle it from a starting point of setting your strategy for data, where you want to reach. And that we call the assessment phase of your data. And then we set the objectives and set up a data repository where data lake houses and such solutions. And each, obviously, stage comes with various solutions. And then it goes to the data science stage, and that's where the magic happens, where you're pulling insights. And then the visualization.
Sure.
So to answer your point on terms of where can GBM help, it can help in every stage of your data.
Right.
Every stage comes with a story, with multiple solutions, multiple technologies that we bring for the banks.
Right. Sajil, I'm going to have you have the last word here. We've got the infrastructure ability, we've got the credit ability, but you are the face to the customer in terms of as a bank, right? And when you look at that, obviously you've had a recent launch of the API-based banking. For the customer's perspective, when he looks at data security and data privacy, what can the customer do? And how are you enabling or educating the customer to take some steps in such a way that he's not exposing himself to danger?
Okay. So to answer that very interesting question.
So you just told that, yeah.
A very interesting question, Aju. So again, the trigger point of creating an ecosystem, right? So in Zoha International, we are creating an ecosystem of services for your retail customers, and we have launched the first ecosystem about 6 months ago, which goes beyond banking services. So which goes beyond the traditional banking services. You can book a flight, you can book a hotel, you can do shopping, etc. Now, as we progress into this phase of ecosystem, security is of a great importance. And I always believe that an organization is only as good as its weakest link. One open port could create problems. So consistent communication, education to the customers of the value propositions that you have by building this ecosystem, going beyond banking services, for your individuals as well as for your corporates. The consistent communication and having a robust cybersecurity framework in place is of paramount importance. And like my friend said, it's a fine balance.
Absolutely.
And that balance has to be so well thought through. And cybersecurity is never an afterthought. It is engineered at the time of inception of the solution itself.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I think just to summarize the kind of conversations we've had, and it goes back to Your Excellency, your conversations on the 4 pillars. I think we're seeing a lot of innovation in the market. It's great to see the collaboration amongst the various players. There's a lot of customer centricity, but data security and data privacy is the heart of what they're doing. Thank you for your time. Thank you, panelists, for your time. Everybody's around for you to connect later as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Samuel. Aju Samo, and all the esteemed panelists for such an engaging debate. We have learned a lot from this panel discussion that we had here. It is now time to embrace the spirit of celebration. We are thrilled to present the prestigious Oman Banking and Finance Awards here within the summit, a distinguished initiative that honors the outstanding achievements of top performers in the banking, finance, investments, insurance, and technology here within the Sultanate of Oman. The winners of this year's Oman Banking and Finance Awards have been selected based on a survey of banks and MBFCs done by OER and United Securities and audited by Abu Tamam Grant Thornton. The survey was based on the banks and NBFC's financial performance on various parameters over the last 4 years that spanned over the period from 2020 to 2023. The banks with a total assets of above 4 billion Omani Riyals by the end of 2023 were considered for the large banks category awards, whereas banks with total assets below 4 billion Omani Riyals were placed in the mid-size banking category. Now it's time to welcome our honorable chief guest, His Excellency Taher bin Salim Al Amri, to please come on stage to present the Oman Banking and Finance Awards. And to do the honors, I would also request Mr. Atulia Sharma and Mr. Saeed Al-Mashani, Deputy CEO, United Media Services, to kindly join us here on stage with His Excellency. Without further delay, let's get into action. The first award for an organization which has extended its gracious support to New Age Banking Summit NABS over the last 9 years. This organization has played a pivotal role in enhancing collaboration and best practices within the banking sector in close collaboration with the Central Bank of Oman and all national banks here in the country. It had an also crucial role in formulating strategies and initiatives aimed at enhancing the Sultanate's standing and reputation within the global banking arena. The winner of the Exceptional Support in Banking Development Award is Oman Banks Association. Congratulations, OBA, for this performance and winning the Exceptional Support in Banking Development category. Our next award goes to an organization which has an exceptional track record in digital transformation, leading the way with advanced technologies as part of its diverse portfolio of digital banking products and services, while integrating a user-friendly interface and enhancing customer satisfaction and commitment to safeguard sensitive client information. The winner of the Excellence in Digital Transformation Award in the banking sector goes to Ahli Bank. Congratulations to Ahli Bank for winning this award, Excellence in Digital Transformation. Congratulations once again to Ahli Bank. The recipient of the next award excels in brokerage, asset management, and advisory services here in the country, in the Sultanate of Oman, with a focus on innovation, integrity, and client satisfaction. They set industry standards, offering seamless investment solutions backed by decades of market expertise and experiences, along with advanced technologies. The award honoring towards leaders in investment strategy and brokerage services go to United Securities. Congratulations to United Securities, who are the leaders in investment strategy and brokerage services for this year. Congratulations once again to United Securities. The winner of the next award is a leader in the realm of AI-driven cloud infrastructure. Renowned for their cutting-edge technologies, they harness the power of artificial intelligence to revolutionize cloud services, exemplified notably by Nebula AI, a benchmark of innovation within the industry here in Oman. The winner of the Pioneers in Digital Transformation and AI Empowerment is Oman Data Park. Congratulations to Oman Data Park for being the pioneers in digital transformation and AI empowerment for this year. Once again, congratulations to Oman Data Park. The next award goes to an organization that is distinguished by its profound commitment to enhancing credit information transparency and reliability here in the country through unwavering leadership. The company has not only established industry benchmark, but also spearheaded the adoption of best practices that elevate standards across all the GCC financial landscapes. The award winner for excellence in credit information goes to Mala'a. Heartiest congratulations to Mala'a for winning the Excellence in Credit Information Award for this year. The next award goes to an institution whose best practices in corporate banking shapes the financial landscapes with customized solutions that meet the corporate's needs using pioneering products and services. The winner of the Excellence in Corporate Banking Award is, once again, Ahli Bank. Once again, congratulations, Ahli Bank, for winning the Excellence Corporate Banking Award for this year. The recipient of the next award exemplifies excellence in revolutionizing the banking, financial services, and insurance landscapes, leveraging cutting-edge technologies such as AI and introducing intelligent finance solutions and frameworks here in the country. The award for leaders in intelligent transformation of the BFSI sector goes to Huawei. Congratulations to Huawei for winning the Leaders in Intelligent Transformation of the BFSI sector. Once again, congratulations to Huawei. The next award recognizes an organization for its pivotal role in fostering economic growth and resilience. The recipient operates at the foremost credit insurer of the Sultanate of Oman, established as an independent legal entity and wholly owned by the government. The award for leaders in export trade insurance goes to Credit Oman. Congratulations, Credit Oman, for winning the award of Leaders in Export Trade Insurance. Recipient of the next accolade has worked on revolutionizing banking experiences across the nation by spearheading and implementing cutting-edge digital solutions, including open banking technologies aligned with the Central Bank of Oman's vision, and they pioneer in various sectors and services. The Digital Innovation Award of this year goes to JBM Oman. Congratulations, GBM Oman, for winning the Digital Innovation Award of this year. again, congratulations, GBM. The recipient of the upcoming award sets a benchmark with the exceptional products and services portfolio that they have, cultivating enduring relationships through tailor-made financial solutions. The award winners for the excellence in private banking goes to Ahli Bank once again. Congratulations to Ahli Bank for winning the Award of Excellence in Private Banking. Well deserved to Ahli Bank. The winner of the next award has demonstrated exceptional financial performance with a record of net profit of 17.02 million Omani Riyals in 2023, reflecting a 13% growth from the previous year. This achievement stands tall, which realizes the bank's commitment to customer centricity. The winner of Islamic Bank for this year is Bank Nizwa. Congratulations once again to Bank Nizwa for winning the Islamic Bank of this year. Moving on, our next award honors an industry stalwart who embodies a decade-long legacy of leadership, distinguished as the only CEO to have helmed 3 finance and leasing companies here in Oman. Under his stewardship, the companies witnessed a remarkable growth across key performance indicators over the past 5 years. And the winner of the Finance and Leasing CEO of this year is Mr. Shaheen Mohammed Al-Balushi, the CEO of Tajir Finance Company. Congratulations to Mr. Shaheen for this achievement, winning the award of Finance and Leasing CEO of the Year. Our next award for the best bank in the mid-size banking category, the winning bank has come on the top of this following parameters: growth in financing, growth in customer deposits, operating profit, net worth, NPA gross financing, provision coverage, and operating profit per branch. It also tops the charts in growth and asset quality as well. The winner of the best bank in the mid-sized category is Bank Nizwa. Congratulations once again to Bank Nizwa for winning the best bank of the mid-sized category. The next award for the best non-banking finance company in Oman. This winning company has emerged as a winner of gross leasing assets, net interest income, operating profit, net worth, and net profit as well. It also ranks as #1 in growth. This organization has branded itself as a leader in the market when it comes to leasing sector, thereby positioning themselves as the top performers in the industry. The winning of the best non-banking finance company in Oman is Tajir Finance. Congratulations to Tajir Finance for winning the best non-banking finance company in Oman. Congratulations once again. The next award of the best bank in the large bank segment. This is a truly historical moment. For the first time since its inception of OER's Best Bank Survey, we have a tie between 2 banks with a gross score of 33 each. The first winner is an organization that has time and time again proven its consistency and excellence in their financial performance and best practices. These are being measured on the following: non-performing asset to gross loans provision coverage ratio, operating profit per branch, operating profit per employee, net interest margin, cost to income ratio, return on average assets, return on average equity, credit to deposit ratio, and total capital adequacy. Ladies and gentlemen, for the 6th year in a row, the winner of the best bank in the large bank segment is Bank Muscat. Congratulations to Bank Muscat for this achievement and winning the large bank segment of this year within NABS. The second winner is a bank which has posted an impressive performance of all overall growth parameters such as growth in gross loan, customer deposits, free income, operating profit, net worth, and net profit. The winning bank's commendable market performance and sustainable growth underscore its effective strategies. The second winner of the best bank in the large bank segment is Sohar International. Congratulations to Sohar International for this achievement. Our final award of the day will train the spotlight on a CEO that has effectively positive change across his organization. But before we announce the winner, let's all together watch a small video of his accomplishment.
Nothing is impossible when you are unstoppable. It takes an unstoppable determination to become the fastest growing and the second largest bank in Oman. An unstoppable commitment to achieve unprecedented growth and a significant market share. And an unstoppable vision to become a world-leading Omani service company. This is the place where leadership resolve is driving the bank to soaring heights of success, where the pursuit for excellence is making waves in the banking sector, and where inspirational leadership is redefining the business of banking. One leader who embarked on a transformational journey and set in motion a 5-year blueprint that elevated the bank from the youngest conventional bank to the second largest bank in Oman. A trailblazer, Mr. Ahmed Al-Masalmi forged an effective path for the organization, its people, and the nation, leaving an indelible mark on communities and the economy at large. A visionary who looked beyond the horizon, extending the bank's footprint beyond borders, sealing international affiliations and fortifying the bank's leading position within the Sultanate. A magnate who was commended for his achievements and propelled the bank to win scores of local and international awards. Today, we witness an organization and its people playing a catalyst role in advancing the nation's socio-economic agenda. Aligned to Oman Vision 2040, transforming the nation's economy and etching Oman on the global map as one of the fastest growing nations. Some leaders are simply unstoppable, leaving a footprint wherever they go, inspiring everyone on the path to success, and who continue to aspire, inspire, and help people win.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you've seen on screen, the CEO of the Year Banking Sector in Oman award goes to Mr. Ahmed Al-Musallami, the Chief Executive Officer of Sohar International. Well done, Mr. Ahmed, for this achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to all the winners. Now I do invite them all to come forward with the recipients of the award to come forward to gather for a photograph. I would request His Excellency Sheikh Salim bin Mustahil Al-Mashani also to kindly join us here on stage for this photo shoot. this does bring us to the end of Oman Banking and Finance Awards, but not the end of this exciting NABS for this year. And the awards were powered by OER. Thank you, Your Excellencies, Mr. Atulia Sharma and Mr. Saeed Al-Mashani, for joining us here and doing the honors. And congratulations once again to all winners. You may kindly be seated. On the behalf of OER, we thank United Securities and Abu Tamam Grant Thornton for validating those results and ensuring accuracy of them. Coming up next is signing ceremonies for two different signings that will happen in just a few seconds as you all be seated kindly. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Since its inception, the NABS has strived to establish an effective platform fostering collaboration between banks and technology companies to drive impactful change in digital transformation. We are delighted to announce that we will be hosting two signing ceremonies back to back between the companies now. The first signing ceremony is between Mala'a and Aintel. Let's give a warm round of applause as we invite the representatives from both companies to join us here on stage. An AML screening licensing agreement between both companies, Mala'a and Aintel. Thank you very much. And the second signing ceremony is between Oman Data Park and Bank Nizwa. Please welcome me in joining the officials of both representative of both entities to come here on stage and do the honors of the official signing. Congratulations once again to both entities for this new beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, UMS Advertising rebranded and launched the new logo and brand identity of Infoline. And I had the privilege personally to be at that event, and I think that it's an initiative and a move forward for Infoline LLC at a spectacular event that happened recently. We are pleased to share a corporate film with the newly unveiled Infoline brand that will be played on screen.
Imagine a partner whose foundation is built on expertise and experience, who brings unparalleled knowledge to the table. Imagine a partner who understands your unique needs that drive future-oriented success. Welcome to Infoline's Interaction Hub, a new era of customer experience where every engagement counts. From our humble beginnings 20 years ago, we've grown, evolved and transformed, always with one goal in mind, putting you first. Infoline, a journey that has been defined by relentless innovation, the pursuit of driving efficiency and enhanced digital experience. What counts today is the depth of our customer relationships and the quality of shared experiences. Customer loyalty can no longer be bought, it must be earned by building trust over time. Our goal is to become your business enabler and preferred partner. We aim to achieve this by being a supportive ally in your growth journey with our innovative solutions. Your needs and innovation-led personalized solutions have always been our compass. Whether solving complex challenges or providing everyday solutions, we've remained customer-focused. Imagining Infoline as the premier catalyst empowering regional businesses. At the heart of our operations are ideas that revolutionized banking with connected experiences, defined telecommunications through seamless connectivity, empowering the energy sector with smart, efficient solutions, and enriched utilities and healthcare with AI-driven solutions. Creating a more meaningful relationship begins with connecting our brand's purpose to your needs, because when you succeed, we succeed. Your loyalty fuels our passion to innovate, to push boundaries, and to keep you at the heart of everything we do. As we look to the future, our promise remains the same: to be there for you, to listen, to adapt, and to continue being your reliable partner for effective solutions where every engagement matters. Infoline. 2 decades of empowerment and future innovation.
Well, that was a powerful branding right there. Now, it is time for a break. You are all requested to be back in 20 minutes as we will continue with the program of the summit. It's been a pleasure up to now and more to come. And I do remind you of scanning the QR code for the raffle draw. We wouldn't have only one, but 3 exciting and 3 winners. And this will be very exciting. And as I said, if you're not here by the raffle draw time, then I'll be taking a lot of gifts back home with me today. Thank you very much. We'll break for 20 minutes and you'll be queued in with a bell for continuing the NABS event. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, and you can please be seated as we will continue now. We lined up a series of presentations for you that are full of engaging information that you can learn from. And before we get the ball rolling, I would like to make a very exciting announcement. The next UMS event is Al Mar'a Summit and Awards of 2024, which will be held on the 3rd of July 2024 at Suhar. The summit will focus on the women's contribution in economic transformation. It will be highlighting their competence, facilitate an exchange of experience that they have as well, and to enhance the women's involvement in Al Batina community, apart from honoring their achievements within Al Batina region. So as you see on the screen, this is a bit of information about that, and you can revert to UMS team for more. Now, it is time to continue directly with our engaging sessions. Our first presenter post-break is Mr. Jawad Al-Zaabi, who's a Senior Business Development Manager at Oman Data Park. Mr. Jawad, the floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'll take you towards cloud transformation. But before starting, I'd like to touch upon a very basic thing. We might forget about it. Usually when we have a task, we get involved in that task intensively, so we tend to forget the actual aim of this task and the objective. As for banks, their main function is providing banking services. Let's say, for example, they want to provide online banking services to their customer. To provide this service or this hosted app, they need an underlying infrastructure. So what they said first, there is a need from the market that we provide an online banking services. Okay, to provide that, I need an infrastructure. I cannot have it floated. So I need databases, I need web development tools. I need to purchase all those things, and I need to manage them as well. Not only that, these tools will be on top of operating systems, platforms. You cannot have it floated. So see how you got driven from your aim and your first objective. You wanted only to have online banking service. You got diverted and you got driven to underlying layers. You went to databases, you went to operating systems, not only that, and you went one more deep layer, you went to servers, storages. Then you need to connect those storages, you need to connect all those infrastructures. all along, having the security as well. Can it be without having a data center? No. There should be a place. You should place those things and those equipments that you've got, which is in the data center. See, you got driven from point A till the last point of having data center. And what you needed is only one simple thing. You needed an online app. So why did you go through this? Here it comes, the question. If you offered yourself, you've become an IT service provider for your own. If you offered yourself all these services, will you assure the uptime that your business requires? Will you assure their data center uptime is 99.9825%? You can assure it by having huge capital invested in this thing, and as well OpEx, CapEx and OpEx. Although, with all those stuff, you still be able to do it. You have to invest in power, you have to invest in cooling, you have to invest in physical security, you have to invest in all those layers. Here comes the actual objective, and we need to get you back to the first step. What you want is an online app. You need a service. You don't require all those steps. So what we come and do, we tell you, you can we'll take a burden of those. Okay, we can move your data center. You co-locate your data center. That's the first, you know when the baby crawls? That's the first step of the baby. Till he walks, till the baby walks. So the first step that you co-locate whatever you have into a data center that will assure you and written in the contract that the uptime will be 99.9825%, which is not possible by you as you're not an IT service provider, you're a bank, Then you move to the second step of the cloud transformation journey. You have the IaaS, you put all your infrastructure in the burden of the service provider, cloud service provider. Then you move one more step, you have the PaaS. See, let me just state one thing here. You know how intensive work goes if you want to patch one part or one layer of it. If you want to patch the servers, you need to make sure that the networking or the SAN switches, for example, really works with the operating system and the firmware level that you're putting for your servers and storages. So it's just a hassle. So once you move to the cloud, then of course this will reduce your CapEx and will reduce your OpEx as well, and we'll come to the actual point, what we need actually. Then the ultimate thing is to have the sites, the software as a service. What you needed is certain service, and you get that service. And you have a contract with a certain SLA that the cloud service provider needs to meet. Can you do this? Can you move to the SaaS and you reduce your cost from the CapEx and the OpEx? You can't do it unless, you cannot do it unless you have a strategy and you have a roadmap. And today we are here to discuss this thing. We should have a strategy for the upcoming certain years, n number of years, 5 years, let's say, for example. Where are we going to be within 5 years? Are we moving to the cloud or not? Are we reducing our CapEx and OpEx or not? To do that, you need a consultancy firm. A consultant will come to you and get all your requirement, dig it down, and build a journey till you get to the SaaS level. And that costs a fortune. Consultancy firms takes lots of money, you know that. So, and from this stage today, I'm announcing that ODP exclusively offers for you a 5 years TCO consultancy for free. Guys, please abuse it. Abuse it. Seriously, let's build together a roadmap till we reach the cloud. Why? As per our case studies, we've done 2 case studies with banks. I'll not name them. One of the case studies that we have, we built at 5 years total cost of ownership, TCO, and they have reduced their cost by 77%. Imagine that you build a roadmap that you're reducing your cost by 77%. That's an actual figure. And the other bank we have it, they've reduced it 45%. So there is a cost reduction. As we are financial, then of course we're looking to reduce the costs. Let's dig deep down each layer. If you do co-location, as per the studies, you're reducing 30% of your cost. If you went one more step to the infrastructure as a service, you're reducing 35 to 40%. You go to PaaS, the platform as a service, you're reducing 45%. And if you're going to SaaS, then you're reducing more than 50% of your cost. And you're taking the burden of having CapEx to the OpEx. What I suggest here, the new projects that you've got, try to build it straightly to the cloud. Whatever you have currently, you can migrate it gradually to the cloud to reduce the cost. One of the examples that I wanted to touch upon today from the software as a service is the eKYC. We have talked a lot about eKYC. So we are providing Ukudo. This will help you. This is software as a service. You get only the licenses, and you get it written in the contract that there is a certain SLA that we need to meet. And as the announcement today was for KYB as well. So this is what we have as well. Ukudo provides KYB as well. So the future roadmap is there. But how can we utilize it? I think I'm reaching the end of my session. Yeah. I'd like to thank you all for paying attention. As I said, please abuse this exclusive offer. And the account managers of ODP will be more than happy to help you with that. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much, Jawad, for this engaging session. Our next session will be on generative AI, reinventing the way we work with Watson X. Please welcome Mrs. Sabine Hall, who has 25 years of experience in technical sales solutioning and innovation, to talk about generative AI and her topic.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for having me here today to talk to you about how we are reinventing the work in the time of generative AI. Let me first talk a little bit from what we're experiencing today. It's a technology revolution, which is the first of its kind since IT came up. And I think we really need to understand that speed is of essence to capture the opportunity we are seeing today. So the impact, which is estimated of generative AI, is $7 to $10 trillion to the global GDP. If you put this in relation, that's about 3 to 4 times of the GDP of the GCC countries. So it's a huge opportunity which we need to capture. We need to be bold and make decisions on how we actually benefit from generative AI. So I think companies globally recognize that the combination of automation technology and generative AI really can help you to change the way how you're interacting with your customers and partners, how you can increase IT operations, profitability, and you boost and work better. Now, what we are observing is that only about 10% of companies are at the stage where they put AI into production at large scale. 45% are about to explore, to test, but they are not there yet. That leaves another 45%, which yet need to be started. And as I said, speed is of essence to capture the opportunity as well as to stay ahead of your competition and to drive innovation. Now, what do we do in IBM in order to help you do that? And that really makes me go back a little bit in history. When I think of how I experienced AI for the first time is really when my father had a chess computer. I know this is like a very, basic or starting point in the mid-'80s, but it actually was my introduction to technology. And then what happened is in the mid-'90s, I joined IBM as a graduate, coming from a family with a passionate father about chess. We just launched IBM Blue Gene. And at that point in time, Garry Kasparov lost against Blue Gene, and he was the ruling chess champion globally. Now, 10 years later, we actually also showcased the advancement of AI from an IBM perspective with IBM Watson. I don't know how popular Jeopardy and the TV show was here in the Middle East, but in the US, this was a big thing. And Watson was actually playing against the ruling Jeopardy champions, and the computer won. The reason this is like something to relate, it's more touchable in terms of what AI does. And then we had about another 10 years where it went very quiet. There was a lot of uncertainty what AI can do, how to adapt it. But that doesn't mean that researchers didn't continue to work on. And in 2019, we saw the rise of large language models, which is basically what we are working on with today in order to introduce generative AI. At that time, IBM Research has built a lot of assets around how to drive ethical AI, but also started to have a technology which we called Debater, which was actually able to reason with humans and to provide a conversation. And we launched on Bloomberg TV a show where we had Project Debater actually participate in a live debate with people to argue and reason. So that went a bit quiet because, as you know, beginning of 2020, we hit into a pandemic. Everybody was busy to digitize their solutions and bring them to the customers while they are in a lockdown. But that didn't mean it stopped. And then obviously ChatGPT came up, and all of a sudden AI was the discussion at every dinner table in schools, beyond friends. And I had some very interesting conversations I overheard where it really democratizes AI, and it's, I think, unseen that technology has become such a, strong conversation hold. And so last year, in May, at Think, which is our premier conference, annual conference, we announced Watson X, which is actually IBM's data and AI platform. And since then, we have worked with thousands of clients across the world to help them identify use cases so they can actually demonstrate the value of AI. We have built a large practice of AI engineers and data scientists, which help you from the beginning in order to identify how you can start with it, how you familiarize, how you build skills, but also how to get in production. So these are just a few examples. I have a practice like this here in the Middle East, and in Africa, where we actively work with clients on that to bring Gen AI to life. So I also talked about, the 45%, or let's say half of the companies who are not yet really started with AI. And I want to highlight some barriers to AI adoption. So the first and biggest one, and we have heard that before, is really skills and people. All right, so I have started to look for data scientists 7-8 years ago, and pretty much everybody who knew what a database is claimed to be a data scientist. I think we all here are in IT. We know that's not the case. I think, obviously, originally it was mathematicians, statistics people, but in reality, as you go, you want to use AI tools to actually uplift the value of a data scientist, and you need to bring people who are actually having the business knowledge to map on what information they can derive from data to innovate and create new solutions, which are really like this wow effect, where you delight your customers, where you are actually showing your clients what is the art of the possible, then just listening what they are expecting. And that's where also, comes, you need the AI models, the development tools, the studios to make this happen, but you also need AI governance. And that's another big inhibitor, because as you're in the exploration phase, there are a lot of AI tools out there, okay? It's very easy to get started, to try them out, to see what is the power. But there are a lot of factors you need to consider when you, as a company, go into production. This means, what is the data you're using? There were a lot of press out there where, lawsuits in the US around property rights violated, fake news, wrong information. And so you need to make sure that you can provide to your clients the transparency and the trust, what kind of data you use, who has access to it, how do you govern it, to make sure they believe and trust and they are actually enjoying what you're offering them. And then comes integration and scaling. When you go into production, it becomes really an architectural question on, okay, I built my AI models. I want to run the inference. So if you look, for example, at credit card fraud, when you test it, it really doesn't matter where your model runs. It can be on-prem, on your environment, in the cloud. But when you have large transactions on credit cards and you want to do fraud detection, you want to bring the inference close to the data, because every network, interaction will reduce the amount and the ability to act fast. So it becomes similar to the decision where you are saying, do I keep my applications on-prem, on the cloud, or do I have a hybrid model? It's exactly the same when it comes to AI. So a lot of consideration points, and we need to work on it. So here is how did we evolve to where we are today. As I said, we started to see the emergence of large language models in 2018-19, and we started in IBM to infuse all our software with AI. So we already changed to bring it, for example, for IT operations, how can I use generative AI to be proactive rather than reactive? Same thing in our security portfolio. How can I anticipate an attack versus, start reacting when it happens? And so we do see in IT processes and operations a high uptick. HR and talent management is another big area to increase productivity and be more effective when it comes to your internal talent management. And then customer service and workflow. This is all around assistance and how you interact and delight your clients. What I would like to show you is first, you heard the term watsonx. That's IBM's data and AI platform, which really has three components. So at the center is watsonx.ai. This is our studio, where you can do anything you need to your machine learning models and your generative AI models, your foundation models. It has a whole catalog on models in there, whether this is the IBM models, whether it's third-party models, or you can actually interact with Hugging Face, bring your own model to fine-tune, prompt-tune anything you want with these models, okay? Then we have watsonx.data. One of the adoption challenges is that data is everywhere. How do you bring it together? You curate it to make sure you have a proper data island inside. That's watsonx.data. It's our data lakehouse solution. And then watsonx.governance, where I said, it's extremely important to build trust and transparency with your clients. And that's really governance can work with these tools, but with any model you have, to look through the entire life cycle. The last thing you want that you have an assistant which goes rogue, okay? Which starts to be abusive to your clients, provides wrong information. Lots of examples in the internet where this happened in the past, and as a result, the CEOs actually need to go and report to the board why there is a reputational damage to their company because of some technology going wild. And that really is the whole iteration as you train, whether you need to update it, you need to retire it, and make sure that it's everything on track. So how did we do this in IBM? I thought it's best to say we are our case zero, client zero. So first of all, it's underlying what we're using is like products in watsonx, Orchestrate Assistant, and then I will come later to Watson Code Assist. Talent is you know, we have a lot of different systems to manage our talent, whether it's from skills, performance, doing simple tasks, you know, and whether it's Workday and Box and our SAP systems, etc. You have to be an expert for everything, you know. I remember for me it was a nightmare because I'm a technology person and still, you know, to figure out how everything works takes a lot of time. Now I have an assistant where I'm actually in NLP can talk to the assistant and say, I need to promote and provide a salary increase to my employee. I need to review my talent in terms of skills. Please tell me, based on their previous training and education they took and what we see in terms of trends on the market, if there is a skills gap and we need to reskill or train them on different things, are they too long in a job and we need to promote them to something else? So this really helped us, and it has been an amazing journey. I have seen the first inference data 5-6 years ago where I was like, okay, we need human interaction here. This is not 100% true. To really being very accurate today, we still allow us to interfere and make adjustments, you know, because AI is here to augment, not to replace humans. But it's a tremendous help to make it easy. The other part is how we provide customer service. Okay, we have a lot of products. And in the past, you know, you would call a call center and then we are figuring out, you know, log collection, analyzing, figuring out what the problem is. Now we are down to 70% of these requests are actually catered through our AI assistant to identify that these are common problems, how to use problems to respond to the clients very quickly. So I have the 30% of remaining tickets. My support team has a lot more space and time to actually interact with the client and provide superior support. And then the last part is Watson Code Assistant. So one of our large language models is around programming languages. So it's the language of code. It's a project which started off in 2019, which was called Project CodeNet, where we gathered millions and trillions of lines of code in different languages to build a large language model. And we built Watson Code Assistant around, which now serves around 116 programming languages, anything from COBOL to, you know, Java, C++, you name it. And we are using that internally in IBM nowadays with our development labs to say, you can generate, fix, analyze code, look for, you know, patterns where we think is not strong enough to actually create more efficiency in terms of how we develop new code. And that's also available out there. So we kicked off with Ansible to create Ansible playbooks automatically. We have Java out there. We have COBOL on Z, for example, to modernize the mainframes. And we have open sourced that model and on one of our Granite models to make it available. So if somebody wants to add another language, then, you know, we can work as an open source community. So why is this important? We said skills is of essence. Skills are lacking in the market, especially when it comes to developers. Today, Jupyter notebooks are very popular, but maybe not even Java or C++ even speak about COBOL or RPG or other languages. So really a help to augment and help our developers to be more productive. So these are examples of use cases we have identified. I talked about IT automation, the way we do this, and it's really also going towards in the area of sustainability, to infuse it with generative AI to say, actually, I can analyze how much server capacity is used by different applications. Do I oversize it? Can I actually reduce and reshift what I have? Because a lot of challenges are around electricity, power, space. And so we need to really be efficient in the way how we leverage our data centers. Also to say, if there is a problem occurring, I need to be able to pinpoint very quickly where I have to take interaction. So IT operations or AI ops is really a big thing. What I've seen when I look at banking use cases, for example, we have cases, I mentioned credit card fraud detection. Another one was service classifications, again, call centers. Normally you have fixed classifications on requests coming in. But what if there is a new emerging trend? Can I use generative AI to create new service classes? We have In marketing, how can I use Gen AI to actually generate automatically new marketing campaigns to reach more customers and sell new products? So there are a lot of examples where we can help you to identify. I have a database where we globally put in by industry what we see in terms of what our clients are doing. So if you say, I want to get on that journey, but I haven't quite the idea yet what has a big of impact, our teams can actually look it up and say, do you face this challenge? What about this? Is this something or listening to you in order to understand how to get started? So now I want to move to Think. As I said, it's our premier event. It happens always in May. So our Think event in Boston was last week, and we had some really great announcements. So first of all is the Granite models. This is the IBM curated large language models. They're ranging from 3 billion to 34 billion. They speak different languages. I already spoke about the language of program, or speaking the language of code. Another one interesting, and I think it all impacts ourselves, is around climate data, which we established, or which we worked on with NASA, which is really here to help to identify what are extreme weather patterns. Okay, I mean, we just had this extreme weather a month ago where we all suffered in the region dramatically, all of a sudden, living in a desert, being underwater. These models will help until 2059 to actually forecast and predict extreme weather patterns and what to do against it, okay, or to prevent it. So those models are open sourced under the Apache 2.0 license. So I already mentioned, Hugging Face is the largest open source platform or repository for large language models. So we are partnering with Hugging Face. You can find them there. And developers or data scientists can take them and actually use them to build on top to specialize what you need them for. The next part I want to talk about is Instruct Lab. It's between IBM Research and Red Hat. And the reason why we built Instruct Lab was, how can we bring the open source concept to large language models? So open source works for developers to come together and start continuously developing, like Apache, Linux, Kafka, you name it, to improve it and to enhance it. When it comes to large language models, there is a problem, okay? If you look today, there are about more than 3,000 versions of Llama 3 out there. You have no way to actually consolidate and bring together everything what each of the 3,000 models were specifically trained on into one large language model. So it kind of dilutes what is open source all about. So Instruct Lab actually allows you to take a large language model, and when you see, for example, it's outdated or it's missing information, not so much just to fine-tune and put some layer on top, but actually to build it into the large language model. With this, you can actually say you have different communities to check in, and you can actually advance this large language model in a community aspect. And the third part I want to mention, and these are only 3 examples of announcements we had made last week, is IBM Concert for automation. So I mentioned the way we work with our Ask HR assistant. There is Orchestrate behind to talk to different systems in the back. IBM Concert is actually similar to Orchestrate. Your front end, your agent or assistant, who combines all your IT operations from risk management, automation, security, etc. And you can have, as an operation, when you operate your environment, you can just say, if I do an upgrade on this environment, on these servers, for example, which applications are impacted, what do I need to look at? You can also say, is there any issues with an application? Do I need to look at the code in order to overcome some of the challenges? So it's very interesting, great resonance in Boston last week. It's in preview. It should be out by the end of June. Please, you can go on the website, look at it. You can also register to get into the program to be in the preview area. And then the last part I want to mention was really the announcements Sadaya made last week in Boston, together with our CEO, Arvind Krishna, the announcement of ALAM, which is the Arabic Large Language Model, which Sadaya has built from scratch. It speaks already 50 dialects of Arabic. It went through the entire vetting process, which we do from an IBM perspective with our GreenNet models to make sure the data is trusted, transparent, and it's available on watsonx today. In the cloud, it's also going to be available or is rolling out now with watsonx.ai on-premise. And they also open sourced it under the Apache Duo license. So in order to get the community aspect, because language, in this case, human language, is a big challenge, And from an Arabic perspective, there are many countries who speak Arabic, but if everybody starts developing their own small dialect, you will never reach everyone, and that's a challenge. So that was like an amazing announcement last week. My team has been working with Sadaya to make it happen to get online. So, I mean, we are all very proud to say that we have Alam in watsonx. So just to close out really quick, as I said, there are considerations when you actually go into large-scale deployment when it comes to AI, all right? So first of all, data matters. As I said, you need to be transparent, trusted, so you can serve your clients that they are actually embracing your AI solutions. It's not a black or white, It's not one big model for everything. We see a trend to smaller models or tiny models, as they call it, where you say, I take a small model, which I train very specifically, but I have a large range of models. And it's not just running in one specific cloud or on one specific server. As I said, there are architectural considerations in terms of performance and cost where you are going to deploy your models. So there's one part where you say, I train, I tune my models. The other one, where do I run it? And then governance. And that's really the breaking point, what I have seen with clients before they go in production. You need somebody to do a checkpoint that it's trusted and who is monitoring it and working with your data scientists, and that's governance. So I mentioned Think to close out. Even if you have not been in Boston last week, Think is now available on demand. All the keynotes are out there. Please take some time. It's really inspiring in terms of where we are heading from a technology perspective to hear from our senior leadership what is happening and from our clients. And also, GBM and IBM, we are at COMEX. We have a booth there with some showcases around watsonx and how it can work. Okay, so with this, thank you very much for listening to me. I hope it gave you some ideas. Lots of things we can do and inspire and work together, and our teams from GBM and IBM are here to help you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very impressive. And now it is time to move on to another engaging presentation. And this is with Mr. Ismail Yavuz, the CTO Financial Industry at Huawei. The floor is yours.
Hello again, me. I know we talked about AI, cloud, blockchain a lot, but I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm going to talk about them again. And I'll take you to a different journey this time, actually. What will be the use cases of this AI that we are talking, right? And in our daily life. But before we start, I would like to explain about Huawei. I've been working for Huawei for 5 years right now, and so far, it's a pleasure journey with Huawei. And before, I was working for banks. So my presentation includes, of course, the experience that I have within the banks and also from the vendor side. But let's start. Huawei, we are more than 200,000 employees globally, operating in 170 plus countries. But most importantly, what I'm proud of, 55% of our employees is R&D employees. This is the DNA of Huawei. This is the reason we are bringing innovation to the market day by day with the 55% of our employees. And the strength of our R&D comes from we sharing 25% of our revenue directly to R&D. Moving on, this is kind of a regional view of what we do in Huawei. In carrier business, you see the big names, STC, Ooredoo, Etisalat, and so on. 75% of 5G network, 70% of 4G network running in Huawei. But I am from enterprise business group, which we handle enterprises such as oil and gas, government, and banking. You see some of our references, Aramco, Emirates NBD, Rachi Bank, Riyadh Bank from Saudi. And of course, cloud and digital power business groups that we have to provide private cloud, public cloud for countries, and also data center facilities. Then, this is our view of global reference cases for financial industry only. We are running on 60+ countries, but most importantly, I would like to highlight the top 100 banks globally. 53 of them is using Huawei technologies, either on infrastructure side, either on cloud side, or the solutions that we will be discussing next. You see some of our reference cases from France, Crédit Agricole, Generali from Italy, Akbank, İşbank, Ziraat Bank from Turkey, Itaú from Brazil, and so on and so forth. So, after explaining the Huawei now, please buckle up. So I'll be taking you to a different journey. We will be talking about what future will bring us, what future waits us, including in the financial industry, what we will be doing. So let's start with 2020s. This will be the era of man together with machine. So AI and man will be working together, and day by day, we are using either ChatGPT to correct our grammar cases in our English maybe, or do some assessment. I mean, I do sometimes, log in and say, can you give me this country's financial institutions and rank them for me? Look, probably you will be wasting your half an hour to do this analysis, but in a one click, in a one question, you are receiving this. So day by day, this AI cases will increase, and mankind will start trusting the AI that we mentioned, right? A small fact that I would like to highlight before, you see, on the digital payment or mobile wallet upfront, we have collected the data globally. The global transactions all across with the plastic cards or the credit cards, its total number is $38 trillion. So this is the time that we were talking about this digital transformations, right? But when we compare this with the Chinese mobile payment systems, the global versus Chinese is the double of the number in terms of transactions on a QR-based digital payment platform. So this is what we believe. Of course, AI and digital platforms will be taking in. And you see a really nice example of, instead of, in the next slide I will be showing, on 2025 prediction, this will be the number of globally, the digital payments platform will take in place with 55%. And 35% will be 1970s technologies, probably the plastic cards that we say, and 10% will be only cash payments. So it is important to invest on these platforms, and I've been traveling in the Middle East and Central Asia region, and each government has this in their vision to be able to build a national payment system within the country in order to save their citizens in a digital way. So coming into the AI, so where the AI will be taking place. We said it is on an advisory role right now, right? Day by day we are increasing. And this is what you will be seeing in the near future. Other enterprises will be starting marketing for their products. Let's say a hospital. Hospital will tell you, look, come to my hospital, my healthcare business, because I am using AI to get advice from him, so I can give you precise roadmap of how to cure you. Same thing will be with the financial institutions also. The financial institutions will be telling you, you will have a financial advisor with you if you join to our bank. And think about, you have an IoT device, either your watch or your smart glasses, and you get into the grocery store, and the AI advisor will tell you, look, I have analyzed your average payments for grocery shopping, and you normally spend $450, let's say. But you don't have this much money. Do you want me to go and top up your wallet in case to save you? Or do you know, just be careful on shopping? So that's kind of advice I'm saying. Or maybe you might be sitting somewhere and the AI advisor knows that you are looking for property opportunities. I'm based in Dubai, so I put Burj Khalifa's picture, but your advisor might tell you, look, these are the offerings in the market. Would you be interested? And these are the interest rates within the market. So this is what we are saying in this decade will be coming in. But then, sorry, then these are the existing examples right now globally. First one, in China, these AI-based wallet systems that are already integrated into electrical cars. So you have an e-wallet already based in, built into your car, and you go into the parking lot or a charging station. You don't interact with any payments. The car already pays either parking space fee or your charging plot fee. China Merchant Bank. The super app concept that we are explaining, and shockingly, their super app is 70% of the interactions are non-financial interactions, either as an advice or either interaction with any other platforms outside. ChatGPT globally, they deployed 7 different scenarios for financial transactions. DBS Bank, which I'm really close to checking, DBS Bank, the world best bank that we know from Singapore, they launched 1,300 APIs to outside world to bring those merchants or interaction from outside in order to give their customers a service. So this is the digital transformation era that we are talking about, and this is what's happening in the world. So then coming into 2030s, it will be an era of man versus machine. So we will be seeing a lot of workloads will be taken by AI, either advisor, either analysis, fraud detection, risk analysis, and so on, which I know it's a really critical departments within the banks. But we will be seeing a lot of them replaced by AI. Then we will be seeing smart economies will be raising by the blockchain technology. Why we need blockchain technologies? We will be probably doing real-time voting or real estate records or digital health. Think about all these things. If we put it on a blockchain, it will be really easy to finish transactions in a digital way, and it will be a machine-to-machine that we're going to be diving, right? So if your whole contracts will be in blockchain, acknowledged by 2 parties, if this contract is fulfilled, then you don't need to go to your banking account and send them money to finish the transactions, right? This is what we are talking about, smart economies. As a next, many digital things will be happening, and one of them will be maybe automated bus that automated cars, even in California you've seen. Your interaction with them will be a wallet. I don't think it will be, let's wait till swiping a card or NFC payments. But you already in, and the system will recognize you as a person, and you are already registered with the e-wallet. And then the transaction will flow automatically and fastly, of course. These wallets that we described, we believe that they will be running in cloud. Because we have seen, especially from China perspective, we have seen, of course, China has a huge population, and these platforms requires elasticity and at the same time agility. And this is where the cloud provides, this is where the cloud can fulfill these wallet accounts to be in cloud. And of course, one example that we see, your wallets account will be also integrated with the gaming hub, either Xbox or PlayStation or some VR glass that we show it here. So when we come to 2040s, we believe that economies will be mostly automated. Let's say we gave an example of blockchain of smart contracts or voting or health records and so on and so forth, right? So then the human interaction will be much more or less the economical scale that we think all these supply chain platforms will be fully automated and fully running on blockchain. Then we will be seeing machine-to-machine economy. This is what we mean by. So in order to, as we gave an example of some transportation company, I'm transporting some goods to A to B, and if my smart truck is delivered the goods, the transaction will flow automatically from the digital platform and the contract will be fulfilled. So we mentioned the Bank 4.0, starting from Bank 1.0 to 4.0, right? There is a nice view of Brett King, actually, written a nice book about it. I recommend everyone to read it. But we were talking about Bank 4.0, the lifestyle finance, the super app concept, connecting your mobile application, digital engagement to outside world. But now we are talking about Bank 5.0, AI-based smart bank accounts that will be interacting to your outside world. Let's move on. So I give some of the examples that I am closely working with, actually. One of them is the DBS Bank in Singapore. DBS Bank in 2018, they have been selected as the best bank globally, and till now I think they're following the same. But this is how they achieved it. This is how they transformed their bank, with two main topics that I explained here. One of them you see on the bottom. They changed the whole bank into become a digital interaction bank with the super app concept, giving services through their mobile applications directly to their customers. The second one, they invested on cloud transformation. They said, we are a bank. We would like to do a banking, and we would like to be agile at the same time. Here in my current infrastructure, if I am waiting for 3 months to deploy a new application, so sooner or later one fintech will come in place, come into the market. They will be using some cloud provider, MySQL, PostgreSQL, all those open systems to deploy one application on Apache and Tomcat, and they will deploy it in half an hour. But if I am not an agile bank, I'll be waiting for 3 months, 6 months to deploy a new application, then it means sooner or later these fintechs will be taking more and more from the market share. So that's why they invested on AI, cloud transformation, in order to create this agility. So when I engage with the banks, they, the first topics that we discuss, AI, blockchain, clouds, they say, I don't need cloud. Yes, of course, if you don't need, you don't need it, if you don't need agility within the ecosystem, within the country. So this is a luxury for you, no need to invest on it. But if your business team is requiring to deploy applications faster than, or same as fintechs, then you need it. And you see on the corner side, investing on these digital platforms, interacting with the customers, this is the value they got from the digital channel on each and every products on deposit, mortgage, and so on. Another example from Middle East, one of the leader banks, they kind of follow the same approach. Instead of the Epic 1, we don't need to focus, but on Epic 2, they invested on cloud transformation. Instead of running things on heavy, old-style, closed systems, they said, no, we will go with all open systems. And tomorrow, if we need to transform this into a public cloud or any cloud vendor, so we are ready to move it. At the same time, they built the enterprise data foundation, which investing on big data platform. And why we need it, the KYC examples that we gave, or knowing your customer better, or doing analysis on your customer, this is a must in order to give those digital services to your customers. On Epic 3, they deployed a digital banking application along with their mobile application in order to gain the connectivity to young generation within the country. Because young generation doesn't even believe that going to the branch, right? So they know how to log into Facebook and all those things. And at the last Epic, they said, we built the cloud, we built the data platform, and we built the digital engagement with our customer. So they told business guys within the bank, okay, we built the foundation. So now it's your time to create different business models to create more revenue to the bank. So this is mainly many banks following globally. So to be able to do this digital transformation, next 2 slides are really important for taking a picture. It's a really nice information there, but this is the 5 things that we summarized for digital transformation, what you need. First one, of course, business people and technology people needs to know what both parties want and what both parties offer. So that's why this DevOps or DevSecOps namings are coming right now, right? So the main idea is to make IT and business sit down together and create that synergy along them. Second, of course, costing. There will be a budget and there will be a cost for it. Third one, it is important because I have seen many digital transformation projects that are failed because of a lack of strategy and execution. And fourth one, you see, cloud transformation, we say. I hope it was clear to explain it that agility or the AI advices and so on that we were trying to explain, it's required for this digital transformation. And lastly, of course, in my experience, when I started digital transformation in my past experience, the first part of it, we trained ourselves because we were an old-style banker, Unix platform running core banking on it. So we had to train ourselves or hire those people that knows about this open banking or open architecture. So this is, I'm not going to dive in, but it's a really nice one-page overview of what to do on each platforms. You see on top, this is step-by-step what to follow, and these are the well-known banks globally. DBS from Singapore, Cyberbank from Russia, ICBC, the world's largest bank in China, Bradesco is from Brazil. They follow the same thing. Every one of them is a different topic and it takes a lot of time, so inshallah, next time we see each other in Oman, I can present it in deep. But you see the business deployment up, application architectural transformation, what are the steps and needs to be done. Data architecture transformation is another pillar. And of course, the infrastructure underneath, which has to be cloud-oriented. Coming into my last pages, so what Huawei does in this journey. We are, of course, as Huawei, we believe to bring solutions to our banking customers, end to end. We are not just the infrastructure provider. Of course, on infrastructure, we can deploy whatever you have in your data center or campus or as a SD-WAN solution or Wi-Fi 7 or InfiniBand switches or many others. In next layer, we come in, this is the digital infrastructure that we call it. We talked about AI, big data, and cloud computing, right? Huawei can deliver the AI-based data lake solution in order to build your data governance platform within the bank. And as the next, Huawei Cloud platform that we have. We partnered with Omantel to build a national cloud within the Oman. And it's one of our targets is, of course, the banking industry. In order to give them Data Art, for example, is a platform to create the data governance from the cloud in a one click. Another one is the Code Art. We can offload your CI/CD pipeline directly to the cloud in order to make your developers act fast and deploy applications faster. Moral Arts or Pangu language model, we can create an AI platform in order to train your applications and give a response to it. And on the top layer, you see, and you may see it offsite from our digital screen, we can provide you super app solution, e-wallet solution, or artificial intelligence-based contact center to replace your call center, or many other digital currency, microfinance, and so on and so forth on a software layer, either on-prem or either on cloud. So, as a last page, this is the view, global view of Huawei, and these are our reference cases on different technologies. You see on storage, data center network, campus, and cloud infrastructure. These are our global references that we serve, and as I call myself as a customer-oriented CTO, I'm here to help you and make you happy in Huawei's engagement, hopefully. And thank you very much again for giving me this chance to explain us, and have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Ismail, for this engaging presentation that you had. We're almost ending. We have one more presentation to go, and that is by Mr. Nehul Goradia from Antum. He's an Antum board member. The topic of the presentation is about future-ready finance, exploring open and digital banking innovations in Oman. Please welcome him on stage.
Good afternoon. I believe I'm the last one before lunch, so I'll try and keep it as short as possible, as brief as possible. And I'd really like to thank Ismail. Thank you very much. 90% of my deck is redundant because of the content that you spoke about. But it also built a great use case for me, right, in terms of the content that I was going to talk around it, right? So thank you very, very much. Overall, I think we've had some great speakers through the day. And it's going to be a really tough act to follow, especially for someone who's not a banker, who's not a technologist. I'm an ecosystem builder. That's what I do. I build ecosystems, right, which is what I've been doing for the last 27 years across for different tech firms, and then for the last 10 years within the fintech space, but purely just building ecosystems. So please, if I make errors within the banking perspective or from a technology perspective, do excuse me and don't hold me or my organization accountable for my snafus, right? But so what we're talking about is future-ready finance, right? And I think, as I said, that's why, thank you, Ismail, 90% of my deck is redundant because he's spoken everything from banking 1.0 to banking 5.0 and a lot of use cases behind that. But what we're going to talk about predominantly today is around open banking, right? And again, I'm going to refer to his deck, the different use cases spoken about, right? Whether we're talking wallets, we're talking about payments, we're talking about smart cars, allowing you to go through tolls without needing to step out or do anything, or we're talking super apps. There's so many use cases that are coming in which cannot happen without an open banking architecture or legislature in play. It just can't, because you need to ensure the financial service industry is integrated together. And this is where the first part of it, in terms of 29% of the revenue is at risk today, right? Traditional banking by itself. The younger generations are moving away from the way we've banked or we've grown up banking, right? I still remember almost 30 plus years ago being taken by my father to a bank to open my first bank account, right? And I think it took 14 days before I got a passbook, right, which had 100 rupees as my first deposit mentioned in it. Super excited, right? I had a bank account. Today, my son opened his bank account in 2 minutes, sitting inside our house, right? And he didn't find it exciting because that's the norm today. So the way to approach banking has changed. I mean, he's touched upon quite a lot of those topics, but at the end of the day, traditional banking revenues are going low and low. The return on investment is not that high, and that's where it's coming up to a risk from. Two, the factor that we're talking 55% growth in an open API, open banking based. Sorry for the typo error. We're talking over the next 3 to 4 years, right? That growth is expected to come into play, which means we need to get ready today to take advantage of that tomorrow that comes into play. Within the GCC, we're talking around a $10 billion market space for open banking, and within Oman, a $100 million market space for open banking. If we look at the space, the number of banks, the way they're being addressed, the way the customers are being addressed, whether it's from a retail banking or a corporate banking standpoint, the ability for a customer to access banking the most easiest way and across multiple banks is becoming a key rider for them to be able to service themselves and then for the banks to service them, right? So what are the key drivers to adopt, right? I mean, and this is, again, please, some statistics, figures may be different for us out here in Oman, but overall, when we look at it, 70% of the customers are looking for a personalized financial service offering, right? Not the standard, the way we had it in those days. So you had a savings account and a current account, and that's about it, right? Then over the years, we came in with salary accounts for our region, right? And now we want different services, right? I want loan for a specific use case. I want to open an account for a specific thing. I want to have a financial product which meets my need, not something that you wish to sell me, but something that I can actually use and make my life better. And I think that's the trend. And as we go into the younger generations, that's going to become more and more critical, right? This number, though, I think has come from statistics, 20% growth in the rise of fintech startups. I think it's low. If we actually look at it today, I would assume that number to be in the high 30s, right, with the number of fintech startups, which means that's a challenge to the traditional banking landscape. They are providing financial products or they are providing financial services in a manner which is challenging traditional banking. And that's something which I think a lot of banks are waking up to as a realization that that collaboration with these players to jumpstart, to move from stage A directly to stage D is essential, right? So kind of what are the opportunities, right, when we look at open banking? And again, I'm going to keep on thanking him, I think, throughout my session today, right, as to why this is so critical. Accelerated innovation and time to market, right? We can't do everything ourselves. That's true, right? Nothing gets built by our own self. It needs a community. It needs a workforce. It needs the whole nation to come together to deliver innovation, right? And then when I keep on hearing on the use cases he's spoken about, it's not going to be possible unless we start collaborating with other fintechs, collaborating with each other, right? It allows us the ability to provide personalized financial products and services. Data, again, I'm going to refer to him. He's spoken a lot around data, right? The lady earlier from IBM, she spoke about data. What is that data helping us with? It's giving us a much more granular insight into an individual's spend, right? An individual's savings ability, an individual's track record over a period of time on how they are managing finance. And that gives us as financial service providers a better insight of picking up or providing a particular product which is suitable only for that particular individual or a group of individuals who match the same statistics, right? So this allows us to create micro products, allows us to create time-bound products, which need not be launched and then serviced for the next 10 years. Could be for a period of 1 year, lesser or more, but that data allows us to do that, to provide that personalized financial offering. Operational efficiency, right? And this is something I keep on telling a lot of people, right? I mean, over the early start of digital banking a few years ago, right? I actually used to tell people that, when we talk digital transformation, then we started talking digital banking, we've over-abused that word, right? Which means what? We launch a nice, swanky-looking app telling the customer, utilize the app to engage with me, consume my product, consume my services. It'll still take you 10 days to get a credit card. That's where that change has to happen. That's where that change needs to happen. How do you transform your operations at the back end? How do you digitize that to provide a holistic digital experience and a better customer experience to your customers? Customers don't have patience to wait any longer, right? Most of us, we don't have patience, so why do we expect the younger generation to have, right? If we have to stand in a queue for 5 minutes or 10 and we start, what's going on? Something's wrong somewhere. So which is where, in this space, we have to ensure our backends are digitally transformed, are operationally efficient, and engaging with the front end in the right way to provide a unified and a better experience to our client base, right? And then, of course, that leads down to the whole customer experience perspective. So who are we? Well, not who are we, but who are we, right? I represent Antom. Antom is Oman's digital and open banking innovation organization. It's a homegrown entity right from here in collaboration. Again, as I said, I'm an ecosystem builder in collaboration with some really, really great organizations where we're trying to bridge this gap, right? We kind of trying to be the enablers behind this journey that we spoke about and a lot of my peers before me spoke about, right? So what are we trying to do within Antom? One of the key things we're trying to do is modernize open APIs. Everything is API-driven today, right? But not everything is available in that same format, right? Banks or our non-banking players are also still sometimes utilizing legacy infrastructure and legacy application bases. How do we ensure they come to this whole new realm? And this is what we're trying to do with the Antom Marketplace, where any kind of use case we could think of, whether it's marketing, and this is something that I really liked Ismail's presentation on, because one of the topic was how do you transform marketing within the banking in terms of ensuring that A, you reach your customer exactly where they are, and B, you provide a product or a service, or you market a product or service based on how they are engaging across these different platforms and what they need for that to happen, right? So which is, again, something we're trying to bring here, right? Which leads very hand in hand, a good segue into what we could do with product development, right? We've spoken fraud detection, compliance, but for me, these two use cases actually sometimes transforms much more because that's when we're listening. We're listening to what our customers really want, and then we're building an ecosystem around it to provide them what they actually want. And this is why one of the first things we're trying to come into play and launch one of the earliest open banking, open API aggregation platform right here in Oman, which will allow our banking fraternity partners to utilize and launch these different use cases and launch these different propositions for multiple things. Could be for internal operational efficiency, could be for launching a new product for customers, or to even engage with their broader banking fraternity in the right way, right? And this is one of the key things that we plan to launch as part of being the early launchers for the Open API aggregation platform. This is something really, really, really exciting. I think you've heard about it earlier today, so thank you very, very much. But I'm going to be, again, very proud and to shout it out of our collaboration with Oman Data Park. One of key things that we're doing as part of this whole journey, as I said earlier, partnering up with some brilliant industry leaders, and that is what we're trying to do here, to launch Oman's first digital banking SaaS proposition. Multi-tenant in nature, allowing a swifter market entry, right? A plug-and-play proposition, right? And then combined with everything that you can expect from a BaaS standpoint to come into play to the marketplace, right? And of course, the collaboration's growing. More and more partners are coming within that collaboration to launch a use case-based BaaS. We're not talking about a white elephant which was residing within our data centers on-prem and now bringing that white elephant online on the cloud. Now, that's not what our use case is. That's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is launching use case-based BaaS modules and propositions which allows you, utilizing the overall open API, open banking standpoint, to collaborate, as I said, in a plug-and-play manner and launch a financial product which is suitable for your customers as fast as possible. And so on that regards, thank you very much, ODP. Really appreciate this partnership. And this is something we're really excited in launching in the country. Where do we come from, right? I mean, it's not easy to come in to Oman, sign up ODP, and say, let's launch BaaS, right? It's not easy. You need to know what you're talking about. You need to have delivered it consistently elsewhere, and which is where one of our core technology partners within that whole BaaS, which is the JV partner, Code-Based Technologies, has delivered this time and time again across different geographies in the world. Whether it's launching a complete digital proposition for Capital Bank, or launching a complete digital bank for Bank Audi, or launching a digital product for Dubai Islamic Bank, which allows them to digitally onboard customers anywhere in the world to open a digital account in Pakistan. Now, when we look at the use cases we've been able to service through the years, it's varied, and it all requires what we've been talking about from the start, an open API architecture and an open API process. And then, of course, the UI UX capabilities that come in to create that user experience through that whole journey. Thank you for allowing me. As I said, I'll be very, very brief because I have to thank my good friend Ismail once again for taking off 90% of my content, but really appreciate your time and ability to, and allowing me to share what we're trying to do in collaboration with our partners in this amazing country. And we hope to have all of you as part of this journey with us. Please do reach out. The Anton team, the ODP team is all here, more than happy to have a chat with all of you to see how we can all collaborate and take this journey together forward. Thank you very much, and a good afternoon.
Are you all excited for the raffle draw? It's about time for us to end. Just before we end, we would like to give a word of thanks to our esteemed partners and sponsors, and to you attendees who stayed and stuck till the end. So let's start off with our sincere appreciation to Oman Bank Association and our strategic partner Suhar International and GBM Oman. Islamic banking partner is Bank Nizwa. Ahli Bank and United Securities are the associate partners. Finance partner Tajir Finance. Cloud service partner are Oman Data Park, and technology partner Huawei, support partner Oman's Credit and Financial Information Center. And then we also have the media partner who's Alam Al-Iqtisad, OER and OER Live. It is now time for the exciting moments that we've all been waiting for. And as I said, if your number shows and you're not here, then I'm taking the prize for me back home. So before we announce our 3 lucky winners with the raffle draw, I would like to bring up on stage and invite humbly Mr. Atulya Sharma, the CEO of UMS Group, to have fun together. Let's go.
Said, I have a problem. People don't listen to me so easily. So if we can invite Mr. Mayank Singh,
Okay.
Executive Vice President.
Let's go.
Your word carries more weight.
The more, the merrier. Let's have some fun together. Round of applause. And I just want to say one thing before we start the draw. Remember all the prayers that your mom and dad has taught you since you were a kid, and all the prayers you've learned in school. And, recite these prayers to become someone who is lucky. Okay, it's time to go for our first winner. Let's go. Click. Okay. Sana Al-Fadil. Sana, are you here?
Said, for your sake, I am hoping she's not here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Exactly. Sana Al-Fadil. Yes, thank you. You're not here. Let's go. Mazin Al-Shahwarzi. Mazin, are you here? Okay. Okay, let's go. Khalid Al-Subhi. Khalid, are you here? Once again, no. Let's go. Yeah, let's go again. Anis Ramathun Subramanian. Are you available? No again. I guess comics is more important than what we have here to offer. Arsalan Zia. Do we have a winner yet? Arsalan Zia. Okay, let's go again. We have Naresh Chandwani. Hey, we have a winner! We have a winner. There we go. Well done, well done. Here you go, Naresh. Bet you're excited that you never left for comics yet.
As they say, 7 times lucky. So Naresh deserves it, truly.
Yeah, so let's stand in the middle and get a picture together. Congratulations, Naresh. Well deserved. It is time to go for our second winner. That was winner number 1. Come on, make your prayers. Let's go. Saeed Safrar. Saeed, are you available? Rah, Okay, so Saeed has left. Let's go again.
Anybody from OIFC? Anybody from OIFC?
Khalil Al-Harthi. There we go. Congratulations, Khalil.
So, really a pleasure.
Thank you for everyone for sticking around till this time.
Can we have a few words from you on winning this great prize?
Thank you again.
Short and sweet. Let's go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Khalil. Last winner. Let's go for winner number 3. Okay, whose name is it? Ahmed Al-Busai. No, I'm just kidding. Muhammad Al-Faris. Muhammad Al-Faris. Do we have a winner? Someone stood up, but that is not Muhammad. No. I think he's outside. Are we allowing this? Muhammad Al-Faris. It's yours. He was a bit excited for the lunch. Let's go, Muhammad. Let's go. Congratulations, Muhammad.
Sir, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's get a good picture.
Yeah. On time. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Tulia Sharma. Thank you very much. And everyone, thank you for attending on behalf of the steering committee of this event. We thank you all for making it a success. And now, after engaging sessions and a lot of information, it is time to invite you all for a delicious lunch outside. Thank you, and have a blessed and productive evening.